So they're like, we're gonna bury them together. So we're gonna take them both out of like where they're at, and then we're just gonna put them in one thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who the fuck had the bright idea that they were gonna take my great grandfather's fingers and take it with them so he could protect the house. Like what you said, like on some old shit, like
spirit,
yo, like we about to
shit.
do this.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you this nigga's spirit was not with it, like
What do you mean?
This nigga did not stop bothering at the crib, like.
You think it'll be raw on edit it out.
Bitches too.
Alright, we gonna talk about bitches, I guess.
She puts her legs on top of me. She's
We at the sweatshop right now. Yeah. Welcome back. We here. Another one. Episode 9. It's the fucking sweatshop.
You're.
What up?
It's your boy, your host with the most, as always, JJ Suarez in the fucking cut.
It's your man, Hoodie Kid.
On the ones and twos, we got the big O.
Yo.
What's going on, Oscar? What's going on, fellas?
What's poppin'?
How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? Good?
Tranquilo.
How you doing? You struggling with anything mental health wise? You good?
Nah, I'm good, nigga.
I don't know. I don't think you good because LeBron been real quiet for a long time.
LeBron was just at the Sierra Canyon game.
Oh yeah, making it all about himself,
Drake.
right? With Drake. I feel like that shit's so corny.
Niggas hate
Why you-
LeBron for everything.
Bro, but why?
That's what I was about to say.
So why Drake did? Why? It's a high school basketball.
Nigga, they
game.
pulled up to the niggas.
But they make
They
it
boys,
all
it's
about
the
themselves. They make it man hot. Like just relax. Just sit down and watch the basketball game. Why you gotta be all about them?
Nigga, cause it's about supporting.
I mean, it's
You
good.
acting like you never seen Devin's mom, nigga. She be out there in the beaches.
You comparing Devin's mom to LeBron
No.
James right now? That's what you doing?
I'm comparing parent love, nigga.
No,
Niggas
it's
hate
not
on
about
LeBron.
parent love though. It's
Everybody hates on LeBron.
You have to keep it right.
I understand. I appreciate him supporting
You
his
a
son.
hater, B.
But you could support
You
your
a
son
hater,
and
B.
not make the whole game about you.
I knew niggas was gonna talk about this, but I didn't think you was that type of nigga.
You're
I
coming-
didn't
you
believe
two with
it.
the
It is what it is.
disappointment.
I
With the
didn't-
disappointment card.
I'm not
I
mad.
knew
I'm just
niggas,
disappointed.
And I saw it. I was like, yo, like I seen the pictures, like narrative, like LeBron making it. I'm like, damn, them niggas is some suckers. And then
I was about to
man,
say,
what
son,
of them?
Bro, he LeBron. No matter where he go, everything about him. It's
That's
probably
true.
not
And
even
he
his
pulled up with
choice.
champagne poppy, nigga.
That's true. Why Drake had to go? Drake
I'm
ain't had
telling you,
nothing better to do?
Bro, it's cool seeing their relationship because they're close, but like they have the same come up. Like,
And they have the same level of corniness.
alright, let's calm down.
No, they
both
do. They
goats.
do.
This is two goats right there.
No, they're both two goats in their jobs, yeah, but they're both mad corny.
Shut up, nigga. You
They're
know,
both
you
mad
don't
corny.
call them a
about
go to
that.
be politically correct, nigga. Say how you really feel, nigga.
He's the second best basketball player of all time. He's also one of the biggest pussies of all time.
Yeah, you still
Big ass motherfucker who bitches and moans and cries
Yo,
about
that
shit.
nigga
Your
does
favorite
fly a
player,
lot,
your
yo.
favorite player is a rapist. We gonna
Allegedly.
leave it at
Oh,
that.
nah.
Allegedly. How you gonna disrespect a dead man? Like
But
that?
you know
Yo,
what?
fire.
You know what? That school, bro, mad A1 people go there.
Where, Sierra Canyon?
Yes, they be having Kenya Martin pull up, Kanye pulled up, the Kardashians been putting up.
Stop, bro.
Nigga.
Only because LeBron James' kid is there.
No, bro, because Scottie Pippins was there.
Yeah, it's probably
Kenya
one of
Martin
those
was
big,
there,
like, private-
D
like,
Wade's
private
kid
schools.
was there last
At Sierra
year.
Canyon?
Yes,
I didn't know he went
that's
there.
that's
Yeah,
like
him and
A1,
Bronny
A1
teamed up.
school, nigga,
I didn't
like
know
Him
that's,
and Bronny teamed up.
yeah,
I
last
knew
year
they
they
were-
were playing with each other.
Alright.
When D Wade pulled up, niggas wasn't talking about yo, he making it, and D Wade was yapping. Gabrielle Union was yapping, nigga. They
Nigga,
was
I'll be
like-
mad
I
as hell if
remember
I'm at a high school game. I got a motherfucking celebrity on the
That's
other
what I'm
side.
saying because
like, nigga, leave
because
me,
when
leave us
you
alone,
exactly
bro.
because when
most
you
of
go
the kids' parents are pretty well established. That they're paying.
Yeah,
That
that's
shit is
fine,
like
that's
40 racks.
Well, they're
nigga.
rich, yeah, it's a private school.
Like
Yeah,
that's
bro.
Yeah,
like
they're
them
rich
niggas,
either way.
Bruh.
They talk different, B.
as a player, I would just feel some type of way because everyone's looking at the motherfucker sitting in the stands and not me. Like
I
everyone's
feel
looking at
amazing.
LeBron.
Nigga,
No one's
I'll
watching
be
you poop.
walking down. Now I still be looking. I'll be looking at him too. Like yo, yo, you see me hit that three, nigga?
I fuck with the crowd, so when I played, like I ain't play at all, but like whenever there was a crowd there, that shit gives you energy. So
Yeah.
if there's a celebrity there, I feel like there's niggas are paying
I feel
attention
like
more,
it's
and
like-
if
I
you
feel
go
like-
back and forth with them, that shit gonna get me. Like,
Oh yeah, I would
you get
definitely.
me?
Yeah, I would
I
talk
feel
shit
like
to
a
LeBron.
celebrity
Yeah, type
pulling up
shit,
is
yeah.
like when a bitch will pull up to the basketball court, nigga. That shit make
Oh,
a nigga
nah.
be rallied up,
stupid.
bro.
That's
I
when
be like,
niggas
yo,
go
the
from
bitch
not
is
trying
in.
to every nigga on the
Yeah.
court sweating their ass off,
Yeah,
bro.
like that's what it feels like.
Happened to
Niggas
something.
got hater. I'm disappointed in you.
I don't give a shit about your opinion. Don't give two shits about how you feel.
How you gonna hate on a nigga pulling up to see his own damn son?
I ain't hate on him pulling up. I hated on him making it like.
He clapping
why does he gotta
up,
reply to-
he pumping it up.
I guess.
He's like, good fucking
Yo, poor
rebound,
I guess
Ronnie.
I do sound like a hater.
Good shot.
Poor Bronny, imagine the weight on his shoulders though, cause I promise you,
That nigga's
LeBron's.
name is LeBron James.
Junior.
Yo,
Yeah,
facts,
it's
bro.
nothing, he
Facts,
was
man.
more with pressure. He got more pressure than LeBron. already. Like LeBron coming up as a high school basketball player, I feel like Bronny already got more pressure.
I'm telling you, I think LeBron's whole goal for his legacy is to be the first NBA player to play with his son in the same time. You get me? And he's on the track for that. Yeah, but imagine the way it's like, damn, nigga, I really gotta make the NBA. Like, imagine Bronny don't even fuck with ball. Yeah. But LeBron's not about it. He's not about to let that happen.
He ain't
like
Jordan's kid. Jordan's kid's a sorry ass.
Bronny def fucks with ball.
Yeah, he does.
He ain't like Jordan's kid. Jordan's kid's a booty.
It's just a crazy name to live up to.
Nigga, it's Michael Jordan.
No way. Even if MJ's kids fucked the ball and were nasty, they were never gonna live up to the name.
D1.
They were either way. They were never gonna live up to the name.
Bro, this man's the GOAT. Like, we talk about LeBron being the greatest, anybody else, but the person whose nickname that even came from is literally Michael Jordan. Like, his nickname was just the greatest of all time.
That's the GOAT.
It's like, yo, what the fuck?
That's
like,
GOAT.
this is where the nickname spawns, nigga.
Who's the GOAT?
I was gonna say LeBron.
Yeah,
Michael.
LeBron James.
Michael Jeffrey.
Nah, I don't think any of them are
I've
the
never even
GOAT.
seen Jordan play.
Are you an idiot?
How you calling him the GOAT?
Because he's the GOAT.
Have
I've
you
seen
seen
a
the
lot
game?
of. Yes, I've seen full Michael games. Yes.
Have you seen a live game?
I've seen the full flu game. I've seen the full fucking before he hits the shot on Craig
The
Elo.
63-point game against the Celtics is mid, though. I was watching that shit. I was like, these niggas playing half of what niggas do now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he did.
Bum ass nigga.
Nah, you a Jordan hater, though. You on the LeBron camp.
Nah, fuck with Jordan.
That's the GOAT.
He ain't the GOAT though. LeBron will mop that nigga.
I don't know about all that. I
He
feel like
probably would, man.
LeBron plays how you were playing at Central today. You was being mad passive at one point. That's why y'all lost that first game. Because you was playing passive. That's what LeBron does. LeBron plays way too passively. There's mad times where LeBron gets caught playing way too passively because he's a pussy.
So I'm like, I'm gonna let Lou go. Lou went, nigga.
Lou was hitting shots today.
Nothing make me feel better than when I'm watching my boys start spazzing because it make everybody.
Louis had out of the 16. No, how many? How did the game finish? Was it 21-20, right?
Yeah, that's how it ended. 'Cause it was it was deuces. Yeah, so it was 22-20.
So out of the 22-20, Louis scored 18. Nigga, I scored 2 points.
Niggas are fucking.
G probably had like 13 himself, 12 out of ours.
Yo, G be shooting. He fuck with that.
But the last game, my man Louis was tired, so you know what I mean.
Poppy had to pull up.
What?
I was tired.
That's JJ.
He had 1 3.
I hit 2 threes. No, I hit 3 threes.
That one game?
Yeah, that one game. What?
All I remember is smacking y'all in taps 3
I hit that nigga and he's like, nah, I gotta guard him. Come up. What? Still hit
he hit one after that, and then he braked all the other ones after that because he kept taking them.
I came off the screen on Louis, just what? Niggas was like, good shot. I was like, damn right,
bro.
nigga.
I swear,
We settled for those.
I'm nice at shooting, but I know I'm not the greatest. But bro, if you leave me open, if you not taking that shot, you fucking up the count. Like you gotta take that shit just so niggas know next time they gotta guard up.
But again, so back to what we was talking about though, because back on LeBron, like that passiveness has lost him games, has lost him finals.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've always said so. I think LeBron's the greatest, but I also do see a lot more of his flaws. But LeBron's biggest flaw always has been his passiveness, because it's like, dude, you're not even trying, and you're about to be the #1 scorer in basketball of all time. Imagine if you literally sat down and you were like, yo, let me just get buckets this game.
Yeah.
You'll probably walk out with 45 out that bitch and a win, rather than let me get my teammates set up. I mean, but he knows what he's doing way more than we do, because
I mean, that's true too.
This nigga made 10 straight finals off of his formula, you feel me?
But only won 4 of them.
That's why.
Again, it contributes to winning. When you have a guy who's going to go win you a game. I think we were talking about this earlier, but when you have a guy who's going to go win you the game, like Michael, he's going to go get you a bucket, hit a game-winning shot, yeah. LeBron could do that. LeBron could absolutely go get you a bucket, but he's going to make the quote-unquote best play and pass it to the open guy. If the open guy is fucking Kentavious Caldwell-Pope and he breaks that shit, you're losing the game.
Do you know LeBron James is the leading all-time, like, clutch, like, go-ahead bucket getter?
He is. I think that's
but leading, what does that mean, leading? Like, what in what way?
He's hit the most shots out of, like, everybody that's ever taken
in
more
the playoffs,
shots.
he's hit the most game-winning or
what
tying
criteria?
shots.
Because the criteria to
it's either
clutchness
tied,
always changes.
It's either it's with the game tied it down to go up and win the game. That's the criteria.
Within like the last 3 minutes of the game, something like that.
Like
that's
he
what's
has
defined
the
as clutch, as crunch time.
Top #1, second ain't even close.
Yeah, I mean he's been in the playoffs the longest.
And your
look it up.
Mans,
Yeah. It's not even like
he ain't even close. Kobe, that nigga dead. He ain't even dead.
Yo, I know he's dead. You don't gotta remind me that.
You'd be surprised how little like shots like that have been hit. Like when we seen that Kawhi shot.
That's the most difficult shit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like and LeBron, they were comparing him with KD. KD ain't shit compared to
KD
LeBron.
like that. It's just you also have to keep in mind. So
No,
LeBron's no, he's like that.
He had 2 of 13 shots. He was shooting like .126.
I know,
LeBron's
but
shooting .333. I'm like, nigga.
it's the context. You have to keep in mind LeBron's type of play. Like his teams are always in close games and close series. Like think about all the like vintage LeBron moments. They were all like 6 to 7 game series, and all the games were close. So you have more opportunities to take those shots. KD's teams were either getting smacked or they were smacking the shit out of the other team. Ain't no clutch shot. Wait, what happened?
Recently. I don't really fuck with KD.
I think KD nasty. I just think his teams have been pretty bloated.
Like you see KD right now. Today he got exposed, nigga.
I mean, yeah, sure. You put the nigga in the LeBron position, niggas peep. It's not as easy as you think.
Like, he's also not like that,
though. That boy.
Yeah, but KD's never been that. Like, if he's by himself, KD's not going to win the game. Like,
Giannis,
I think he can. I think he can. It's just
he can.
I don't think.
Like we saw LeBron versus KD before he went to the Warriors head to head. Nigga, that nigga had won like 2 games against LeBron.
But KD was still he was mad young at that point.
Oh no, 100%. He was mad young. He was part of bad.
His MVP year, Westbrook was out a lot of that year.
He played from 2007 to 2016. That's 9 years in the league. If that nigga was 19, he finished when he was 28. That shit ain't young no more, nigga.
You know, then he was 28 those finals.
Then he went through and got the whop.
But he got the 5 fucking stones.
He went on.
Bro, what I was gonna say is that the thing about KD is that KD is one of those players that he's definitely one of the greatest scorers of all time, undeniably. But he doesn't make his teammates around him better.
He does. Don't sleep on that. It's just now.
He himself doesn't. The gravity that he pulls in, like when he gets doubled and shit, he can pass to the open guy. Yeah, that makes those guys have better open shots. But he isn't out here looking to get people involved. He isn't out here as a playmaker. He's just gonna get his. Mind you, he's not the type of player who's gonna take 35 shots a game though. Like he gets his.
That's why he's nasty.
Exactly. He gets his in the flow of the offense. Like he just gets his effortlessly. He gets his when he gets his. But yeah,
he shouldn't let. The only reason he left Golden State is because of the fucking Draymond.
Yeah, because he didn't fuck with he didn't feel at home. Like he was like.
But that's the best.
I'm telling you, it's because this nigga got showered. He got these chips over LeBron in the finals,
and people still didn't respect him.
I mean, obviously
not.
Because
they gonna respect it.
Son,
like,
Curry,
how you
Clay.
Respect that?
That's why I was saying.
Clay
like,
is nasty.
I think KD makes his teammates better. His playmaking is underrated. It's just within these last 7 years, his teammates have been so just good. Like you got Clay, you got Curry, you got Kyrie. I mean, I think Westbrook's underrated. It's just his flaws.
He's a bum, bro.
Nah, he's nice. It's just his flaws get blown up. They get blown up in this era. Because right now, if you can't shoot,
he's nice by the way he like if you're looking at like a player that he goes 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, but his team still gets whacked. It's like
no, because that's not true. Because he wins most of the games. He gets triple doubles.
He wins 80% of the games with a triple double.
Regular season games.
That's true.
And then in the playoffs, where that.
But he's one of those players in the playoffs.
It's the shooting
exactly,
thing,
the shooting thing hurts because
that shit gets blown up now because it's a shooting league.
Because he can get 12 assists, he can get 14, 15 rebounds. But if he's shooting 26% from the fucking field.
Like, I don't look at it. Like, his first the triple-double season, the first one, I was like, yo.
I mean, that shit was legendary, bro.
I was like, bro.
That's why I think he's underrated.
If you give this nigga another nigga, he might be it.
Yeah, then but now we've seen him with 4 different people.
Then they gave him George, Melo, bum.
PG was PG, though. And then
he had 1 season with Paul George Dolo, right? It was just him and Paul George? No. I think because Melo left.
2 seasons. No, that's right, because he had Melo the first year.
And then the other one was 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, and then it was, I think it all might be the same season because Melo ain't even played 10 games before he got dropped.
Melo played the whole season.
Because he played, I remember him in a playoff series.
Melo played, then he got traded, then he said, fuck these niggas, and then he went to Rockets. Then he said, fuck these niggas, and he dipped out.
He ended up in Atlanta for a second, and then he ended in Portland.
It was a sign and wave and shit. So, he got there, and then he went to Portland. Melo's Melo, nigga.
I fuck with Melo's fresh.
Kyle Kuzma, get him the fuck out. I would take Melo Melo would have kicked up, bro.
Yeah.
Kyle Kuzma is trash.
People sleep on that, that it factor. So, Melo, even though he's past his prime, when the games are really in crunch time type shit,
he gonna get you
a lot of people they're gonna be scared or nervous to take the shot. But Melo been there. He gonna take that shit.
It ain't even about that. It's that as he's a bucket getter.
Nigga, he is.
He yo, get me that nigga. Say less.
Bro, this man's he's an American hero. He's our leading scorer of all time for Olympic basketball.
That's true.
International basketball. That's the number one scorer.
He one of the USA goats. He one of the USA goats.
No, but that's what I'm saying. He dead us an American.
That sucks. I mean, he got a national championship.
Yeah, Syracuse.
He has a chip in every single like form of basketball except the NBA.
If they would have taken to the Lakers, he would have won it last year.
Yeah.
Instead of going to Portland.
I thought they were low key going. I
don't
thought
know
LeBron
why
was
they
gonna get
didn't
him.
sign
LeBron's boy. LeBron,
I don't know why they didn't sign him.
It's
Like
because
Kyle
LeBron be
Kuzma
capping.
is trash.
He be capping. I'm telling you.
Melo
He fuck
would've
with
fit
niggas,
that
but he
system
not
too.
about to go get him signed.
But you know why
like-
he didn't do it too? Because Melo, the only reason he was leaving, because he didn't want to sacrifice the role of being like, yo, you gonna come off the bench this game, or you gonna do
Yo,
it.
that's facts.
He didn't
That's
want
facts.
that. And then when he went to Portland, he's like, I'll do it. But then they were like, nigga, you still got it.
Yeah, no, and they
Yo, he fits that role really well though. Like,
Dame
he fits-
Lillard's an animal, nigga.
He's
Dame
really
Lillard's
dope.
a dog. That's another one.
I'll
Bro,
take Dame
this
Lillard
man-
over anybody in the league to give me a clutch shot, like to win the game.
One of
nigga.
those
That's the
crazy
clutch.
questions.
We were talking about LeBron hit the most playoffs like clutch shots, but Dame
I've
like
seen
literally
him
the
put
most
series
playoff
away.
like
Dame's
clutch player.
nasty.
When he put it away against the Rockets,
That's what's fire.
then when he hit against Oklahoma, that boy
Nah,
got bugged.
that shot against PG is just know that's one of the
Bro, that's-
like top 5 greatest game-winning shots
Nigga,
of all
he
time
hit
in
that
playoff
shit
history.
Murder.
deep, nigga.
That's a murder.
'Cause
And that's
that
a
shit-
walk off because it's like
Yeah, it
ended
was
the
mad
series.
fresh. It was fresh.
He
That
was
shit was
from
tough.
mad deep too, nigga.
He's nasty. He be killing motherfuckers like that. Like
It's because he's confident, bro.
multiple.
When you confident in yourself and you feel like nobody can fuck with you and you take like bullshit shots, you're gonna make those. That's why Curry's so crazy.
yeah, one thing that be tripping me out though, and that's why I don't like the Damian Lillard Steph Curry comparison. Because if you get in a situation like that, Steph Curry's getting triple team 95 feet out.
Yo, facts.
I don't know why they still play Damian Lillard one-on-one in those situations. Like
It's
no
'cause-
one's learned.
It's that like not
can't
PG
stick with that,
mentality,
bro.
but that mentality is like, it's like a 50-foot shot, whatever.
Yeah,
But it's like this nigga
he
hits
those.
these shits. He hits these shits,
Yeah.
right? So it's like how long until like these defenses start like adapting?
disrespect
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They do
Because
disrespect him.
Curry already like you said, he be getting triple
be getting
team
triple
like
team
80%
50 feet
of
out,
the time.
yeah.
So.
I've seen Curry try to take game-winning shots and miss. Man,
That's true. I've
he's
seen him
a-
hit those though.
I take the Lillard over him in that crunch, nigga.
I think the Dame
Lillard's
and
a real one.
the Dame and Lillard comparisons only come because they're both deep shooters.
The only one I've
Steph
seen,
and
the
Lillard.
only time I seen Steph put it away was when he put Oklahoma City
On
away.
Oklahoma City, yeah.
That was the only time
was
I've
a
ever
good
seen
shot.
him do that.
That was
Then
crazy,
against
that
the
shot.
finals, against when he was down 3-1, the last like minute, that nigga was chucking up bullshit.
Yeah, I've
nigga.
seen him just choke. We've
Yeah,
seen him just
he's
choke.
not
too.
that great. In
Like
the clutch.
when he
he's not that
like
great in the clutch.
like he had a way screen and then he could just have given it to Clay. Clay would have took the shot, or he could have come off the screen again and got an open shot. Nigga was like, nah. Wow.
You know what I'm
Throws it
thinking
up, I'm
about
like,
now?
nigga.
You know that last play when Kevin Love got switched onto Curry?
And he clamped
Yeah.
him.
Bro, I was
Come
watching
on.
that shit. I was like, ain't no way Curry's
Ain't
not
no
gonna
way
get a
he
bucket.
did.
And Kevin Love clapped like.
But
and-
before that, he already missed 2 threes.
yeah,
So-
I mean
so it's
Curry's
like-
not. He's not efficient
yeah,
in the
he's
clutch.
not.
That's the difference between them though, because Curry
And
he'll
Lillard-
give you 3. Yeah, exactly,
Time.
exactly.
When Lillard's locked in, like he
Lillard
getting
will
you
only
one.
have 15
He a
points
scary
going
dude,
into the
bro.
fourth, and he'll end the game with 40. I just scored
He's a
25 in the
scary
fourth.
dude,
type
bro.
He
shit.
deaf.
Curry might have 40 by the fourth quarter, and end the game with like.
Curry will
45.
have 40 in like 3.
But he clutch though. He's still clutch though. I mean, it's just his teams. Like I said before, like if your
Typically
teams are
yeah.
usually like just blowing
But
niggas
I
out,
just
you're
seen
not
him-
about
I
to be in
just
those
seen him,
spots.
like this season more than like when
He
he
kicked
gets
up
the,
this
when he gets
season.
the yeah, but at the end of the game, like the game's on the line. Most of the time they lost it.
Hey, you seen who hit the game winner, man? My man's Wiggins. He hit the
Fucking Wiggy.
the one game winner.
Andre Iguodala hit a game winner too one time.
I mean, Iggy. I mean, I cannot like that Finals MVP was deserved just because of the role he fit.
Bro, I
right?
just think of fucking Max Kellerman saying that if the
no, that
Martians had
was
the
just
death
gas.
beam at the fucking Earth, that he would take Iguodala to take the shot over
Iggy,
Steph
Iggy.
Curry.
I take
That's
Clay.
just stupid.
I'd say Clay or Curry
Clay-
for sure.
Clay a
or
real
Curry
one.
for sure.
Clay a real one.
Clay is ridiculous.
I don't
Clay
think I've
got
seen
the
Clay getting a
rag.
shot in that kind of situation though. Like has he? Like I don't seen him be clutch.
That nigga's
Nah,
a
but
killer too.
I mean, in my mind, the way I'm
He's a
thinking is that's
sniper.
the second greatest shooter of all time. I'm gonna trust that nigga with any shot. You feel me?
Crazy.
He's probably way better at it than whoever the fuck.
That's
Like,
true. You get me.
I
Catch and shoot three, it's a
take
wrap.
that, but I take that greatest shooter shit a little bit. Cause it's just a different era.
Yeah, but
That's
Like
true.
Ray
That's
Allen
fine
got
as
the
well.
waddy, but if you
He
put
don't-
Ray Allen in the system, that nigga be hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, because he's
Racks.
shooting way
Yeah.
more of
And
them
Reggie
too.
Miller would have done the same shit. Like they played a different system of fucking basketball.
Also, but
That's
they ain't
true.
practice him the way these niggas
Exactly.
practice it.
That's
You
true,
get
too.
me? It was a different time
line
period,
was
like you're
young.
saying.
Like it's like
Yeah,
from the
facts.
80s, then the 90s is still young. 2000s niggas is getting a little bit.
Bro,
and now,
It's starting to peep it type
Nigga.
shit. That's when niggas like Kobe added that shit. Because
Yeah.
Niggas are
Kobe
like,
was
yo.
one of those first players that added that 3-point shot to his arsenal.
But bro, even back in like Larry Bird, when Larry Bird came and he won a fucking 3-point contest in warm-ups. Like there are motherfuckers who were shooting lights out before these motherfuckers. Like there are
They're white.
shooters. That's true too. He's white. That's very
Yo,
true.
white boys got the
because they
scrap
weren't
for no
athletic.
reason.
They weren't
For no
athletic.
reason.
So
They
like,
weren't.
nigga, what can you do? I can hit this jumper. Bet.
That's
You
all
ain't
we
that,
need.
yo, go over and take off for the free throw line, dunk it on these niggas.
That shit
Larry
remind me
wasn't
of
doing
prep,
that,
bro.
bro.
St. Peter's prep, every time we faced them, because there was a private school, so they had a lot of these white boys, you feel me? Because tuition or whatever, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, these
That's
niggas,
what it is too.
Every game we pulled up, just know, literally on the board every time was close out on everything. Because all these motherfuckers could shoot. They could motherfuckers shoot.
And their parents can like afford shooting coaches, and they get like these camps and all that shit. So typically,
I mean, a little ghetto UC kid like us, you feel me? We just play
like we just
ball
got,
out here.
and we're just all we know is aggressive to the rack. Like we just gonna take it to the rack. Athleticism, use your athleticism, use your body, shit like that. But these, you're right, because they're not athletic and because they don't have that same kind of athleticism, that's what they focus on. They focused on either getting good at dribbling or shooting. Typically, it's shooting.
It's because they get that shit up early. Because people misconstrue, like, you can work hard and you can work a lot, but if you're not working correctly, you're just really working hard on a bad habit.
That's
You know
true.
me? So if you're not shooting correctly and you put in mad work to fix that shot, if you're not still shooting correctly, you're just solidifying that bad shot.
That's true.
Versus just from the rip, it's like, yo, you gotta take your elbow in.
Yeah.
And then you put in 100 shots in.
And that's
versus
what-
like you shooting with your elbow out for 100.
Yeah.
Like, you got used to that shit.
Exactly, and you're right. Like you get that muscle memory of having the elbow out, and it just flares. It fucks you up.
Yep.
And that goes with the training too. Like if there are a lot of trainers out there that aren't actually certified trainers
Yo,
and have all
they
these
also
bullshit
fucking
workout regimens, all these bullshit fucking drills, all this bullshit that are teaching kids bad fucking basketball skills, and they're teaching kids not the right way to play.
I think of players like Markel Fultz and like Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
Because like they probably not that bad shooters. It's just they had a bad jump shot, like animation, like as funny as it
Basically.
sounds. You get me?
Fultz had that shit on
Fultz
Yeah,
had,
his shit fucked
Fultz
him
had
up.
the injury,
Fultz
and
had
then
a ratty. in
Fultz had a
college.
ratty. The injury, he didn't like. It fucked it with his shoulder and it fucked with his head because this fucking shooting coach tried to change his jump shot
Yeah, that's what I was about to
to
say.
attribute to it. Yeah, so
Unlike Z02, nigga, that nigga jump over.
He actually
Now
got. He
he
actually
is,
fixed
yeah,
his
now-
shit. He actually
bro.
fixed his shit.
Already.
I've been a Zoe fan. Like that man's nasty.
I fuck
I
with
find
him.
is the
Man, it's
hardest
okay.
thing. Imagine how many thousands of shots that nigga took in with his elbow. Like,
Yeah, with
Yo,
that
facts,
fucked up
'cause he shoots very
animation.
Like
peculiar.
imagine how many now he got the square jumper. I mean, but also I feel like you can have the best shooting coach. You can have it. Some niggas just don't have that in their genes.
That's
You're
true.
right. That's
like,
like
there are
Westbrook.
niggas that I've played ball with that nigga they was hustling and
Yeah.
grinding and they just ain't have it.
Niggas about to throw up like
Yeah,
bricks.
like bro,
That's
like
true.
you, I see you out here at 6 in the morning, but you still trash, my boy.
That's what I'm saying. You
That's
gotta work
true.
right. Like it doesn't matter how long you work. If you're working on the correct thing for the correct time, it's gonna put in more work than just overworking with a broken thing. You
But I
get me?
feel like in terms of skills, like with like athleticism, you can't teach, right? But I feel
That's
like
true.
if you take enough jump shots, you should be able to get a form down that works.
That's my thing with all these
Like-
NBA niggas. It's like, yo, you a motherfucking pro.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying.
You by the time you can't hit a free throw.
Why
right
does
now?
Giannis not have a jump shot?
Yeah, it's like something. You,
Giannis. Why does Ben Simmons not have a jump shot? Why do these players not have jump shots?
y'all wake up, you do this shit, you go in
Ben
at 8
Simmons,
o'clock. take
Ben
shit.
Simmons, for me, Ben Simmons next season is his last for me to see him get a little jumper before I
He's
give up
not.
on that nigga.
Yo,
But he's not. He's
a
not.
very peculiar case of a player that showed more when they were younger than when they're older. Because he's regressed in scoring. Like, he hasn't gotten worse, but scoring-wise, he's just been
He
trying.
just
I think
stays
that-
stable.
I think that-
he's always
yeah.
averaging 16.
Typically, he stays stable, but also Joel Embiid has made a leap. Like Joel
Joel
Embiid
Embiid
has.
is dog.
I mean, he's the best player on that team,
Yes.
though. You get me? He's
So-
the best player on
certified.
that team. So they about to build around him.
But
Give him more
he
shots.
ain't the only thing that makes him better is just his fucking ability to score the ball.
Yeah.
But if you give Simmons that, nigga,
Well, that's my thing,
that
though.
shit
That's the
ain't
thing,
even
Simmons
close.
doesn't
And
have
B
that.
didn't play ball as long as Simmons, though.
And
he's
Simmons,
way better
and
at
Simmons
all that
doesn't
stuff.
he doesn't even try to shoot. He don't shoot a lot.
That's what I
And
was
he
saying
still gets
before.
16. I'm like, nigga, just go.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like,
it's-
bro,
If Ben
niggas
Simmons
can't
played,
guard you,
if
bro.
Ben Simmons played in real life, how Rayshawn plays with Ben Simmons in 2K, Ben Simmons would be the GOAT. Ben Simmons would be the GOAT.
Like, bro, he does this like so easy. Like I've seen Ben Simmons go and just body and drive.
Bro.
I'm like, nigga, do that again.
Bro,
like
the-
if they can't stop you, they ain't gonna stop you.
The
again.
guy's a Dwight Howard sized point guard. Like they literally have the same
like
height,
6'10",
6'10",
yeah.
6'10". This man's a fucking point
Like,
guard.
how's only 6'10"?
Yeah,
I thought he was taller.
Dwight Howard's actually an undersized center, believe it or not.
Oh, no, that-
it's
that
just he
man's
was
just
so
different,
aki.
yeah.
He was just so aki and athletic. He could make up for that.
That
shit.
man was like the strongest man in the league at one point. Like Dwight, he was what 3 straight defensive player of the year.
That Dwight
That's
run was
crazy.
really fun.
He's
That was
a-
the first time we seen the center
Dwight's a Hall of
like
Famer,
carry a
nigga.
team.
Oh yeah,
Ballot.
Dwight's a Hall of Famer. Absolutely.
I take him first ballot.
First ballot's gonna be a tough sell.
Nah, it's
He got a
not.
ring now.
That nigga got all NBA first, all defensive
Yeah.
first. He got 3 defensive titles. He got a
That's true.
title for
but,
sure.
But think about just comparison wise, he was definitely a better player. I'm not comparing them skill wise. Howard is a much better player than Ben Wallace was. But look at Ben Wallace's resume, and it took Ben Wallace's like 4 tries to get into the fucking Hall of Fame.
For real?
Yeah, he didn't go first ballot. Ben Wallace recently went. Like Ben Wallace went with.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I thought he just got eligible.
But Ben Wallace turns trash. Like Ben Wallace turns trash. Dwight doesn't turn trash. He's not trash.
No, Dwight's not trash now.
He still gives you a double-double.
But he was nice on the Lakers.
But the narrative around him was that he was trash because he went to the Lakers,
Rockets.
Rockets.
Becoming problematic. Like once his attitude is like a dickhead, now that everybody's like, yo, he a dickhead. Don't fuck with him.
The attitude thing, the locker room stuff definitely didn't help. But he had kind of like that Melo syndrome where for a while he was a journeyman. He was a journeyman where he was getting tossed around the league like your ex. But he still like wasn't.
He's just not a lot of shit in there.
He still wasn't like accepting his role as like a backup center. Like he wasn't the type of guy who's gonna give you 35 minutes a game.
He's not a backup center.
He's not gonna give you 35, 36 minutes a game.
No, but he's not a backup
not like
center.
that no more.
He's the last center back to the basket. That's what he is. He's the last one.
Embiid's back to the basket,
but not primarily. Embiid will face you up.
I mean, that's just how the game changed.
Exactly, that's how the game changed.
That's how the game changed. But he still can do that.
You're right, but Dwight Howard didn't get that versatility in the offensive game.
Back to the basket.
No, but I don't think he's
Jokic a little bit.
Jokic is back to the
Jokic doesn't barely. If you see these niggas, they dead ass take you off the dribble.
Now they do.
I'm like, nigga.
But I've watched because my favorite player is obviously Cat, so I watch mad shit. So there's like a handful of players that they came into the NBA and the big man game changed. So literally, I'm not even playing. You could check the stats. Like when Embiid came, so he ain't played his like first couple years. So when he came, it was also the same year Kat and KP came into the game. Jokic came to the game, but y'all watched him evolve. Like, it's not like he came in, he was nasty.
Jokic is different because of his playmaking ability.
Those, like, 3 to 4 centers, they came in. The reason I think they're so ridiculous is because their biggest strength is back to the basket. You can't do that, but these are players that you can still, like, if they're at a three-point line with the ball, you have to close out. Because Embiid can shoot, Jokic can shoot, Kat can shoot. They can all, like you said, they can all take you off the dribble. Yeah. In the post, there's still a problem because everybody plays small now.
Yeah.
But
in the post, you can abuse that shit.
You can't compare.
No, Dwight's strength because that was Dwight's game.
You can't compare.
What are you talking about?
Kat to fucking Embiid and Jokic.
Yes, you can.
Nigga, they have the same skill sets.
Bro, Kat is on. I feel like.
You're on a bad team, bro. You're a big man. Nobody can get you the ball. What you gonna do? Like, that whole Jimmy Butler Cat shit had me so tight because you know how much shit niggas talked about Cat, but, like, in those games, I literally have a picture of the amount of times Jimmy Butler passed him the ball in clutch time. Dude, it was like 40 games. This nigga passed it to him like 3 times. Fuck you want the big man to do?
Listen, Carl, I do put Carl in that Jokic and Embiid conversation. Carl is absolutely, undeniably, an extremely versatile scorer. Like an extreme.
You sleep.
You sleep.
He's not.
No, bro, you sleep. You don't want.
Kat is in the same vein as Jokic. So Jokic's biggest weakness is defense.
Yes,
you can't listen,
no,
but you gotta.
They're in the same thing. It's just Kat's a better scorer and Jokic is a better playmaker. But Jokic has a way better team.
He ain't a better scorer.
Yeah, bro,
Kat's a way better scorer.
Jokic just averaged more points than him.
Nigga, he played like half the season. This nigga played half the season.
But when you really like
when you're the
think about it for a
option,
second.
nigga, he should
think about it for a second.
We gave more shots. Kat has D'Lo and Edwards.
Nigga,
Edwards
D'Lo
took
didn't even
shots.
play.
Exactly though, nigga.
Edwards played good the second half of the season.
It's different when you're competing just to play and get through the season versus you're competing to get in the playoffs. So this season,
I don't want to get too far from the conversation we were having. Focusing on like that old school back to the basket play. Oscar said before, right? Like that offensive versatility that the Jokic is, the Embiid and the Cats have, where back to the basket is fucking OP in today's NBA. Not that many people do it. Bro. Not that many people do it because of analytics and because of the 3-point line being more valuable than the 2-point line. But back to the basket, if you're one of those top centers in the league, you can't guard it. You can't guard Joel Embiid backing you down. You can't guard Jokic backing you down because even if he's not as strong, he's just gonna pass it to the right guy. He has the finesse.
They got small forwards out here playing like center.
Yeah,
like Robert Covington. You put Robert Covington in the post against a lot of like big centers right now. They don't know what to do with their back towards the basket. But those are like 4 players. I think you can put them in with their back to the basket against a big man. They still gonna score. But in the small ball era, that's just really fucking strong. And these niggas call dribble. Yo, Embiid be saucing.
They do. All of them can dribble, without a doubt.
they be crossing niggas, bro.
Without a doubt, taking mans off the dribble. But going back to like Dwight Howard, and the reason like Dwight Howard is seen as seen as a bum because he doesn't have outside of the back to the basket, he can't dribble. He can't shoot like that. Like all the other offensive versatility. And that's why you look at Dwight Howard not nearly in the same vein as any of these other centers. Think about the other centers that are similar to Dwight Howard. You got the Hassan Whitesides, the Andre Drummonds. Those guys are bums.
Yeah, it's just they're just athletically, like they're just tall as hell and they could jump high as hell.
Exactly. They're just straight athletic, straight board, blocks, dunks. Like those type of players. And those guys are getting phased out of the league. That's just the way we're going. They're getting phased out of the league.
Phased out of the league.
That solo, just post bucket getter is getting phased out of the league.
It's interesting thinking about how like a lot of these kids, like they might come up, like now they're 7. Like I seen a clip. It was some 7'4" kid. He's taller than Rudy Gobert. He like 16. He rocking 1-on-1 against him. He's standing taller than him, but he's playing 1-on-1 like a guard. Because that's what he's coming up learning.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're coming up learning. That's that new era of the NBA is big men with those guard skills. That's gonna be crazy to see.
Not even big men, just tall, like
7. That's what I'm saying.
Simmons, bro. This man Simmons is Dwight Howard size.
With just big motherfuckers, guys who are 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", who have those dribble skills.
That's LeBron.
I
think that's LeBron because his whole thing, he's like the Magic Johnson of this era because Magic Johnson put mad people on wanting to learn how to dribble. So I see niggas like Chris Webber on some. I watch Magic Johnson.
Oh, Chris
Webber,
learn
how to be a point guard. So I know how to dribble. I'm a 4, but I learned that shit because of Magic. But
Chris Webber was one of the first that was like a dribbling.
One of the first, yeah. But LeBron's like he was fully fledged. Like he's not like on the paper. It's not he's listed at point guard, but this is the nigga running your offense. Like by a lot.
Yeah.
So mad heads they grow up like Ben Simmons. He probably like 2 inches taller than LeBron. But growing up, you're not 6'10". You probably like might have been like 6'2". This nigga watching that shit like, yo, I'm trying to be like LeBron. Then he grew up to be taller than this motherfucker. He got all those skill sets. And this man's just running point, bro. That shit's crazy. That should show all these players. Because all these niggas grew up watching this shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to see the evolution of the NBA. And just seeing how different it is now, how different, what skills are focused, and how shit like the fucking mid-range shot has been phased out, and shit like with analytics and everything.
That shit's silly. I think the midi is the most dependable shot. Like, it's a bad shot, but if you really need to go win a game, you're probably going to take a midi if it's like a 1-point game versus a hard 3 or like a contested layup. Like, think about all the greatest players we know, like Kobe, Jordan.
Yeah.
All these niggas, their main shit, their main bag is that mid-range.
Their main bag was mid-range, but then you look at their stats and they were all inefficient. That's why it got phased out, because there were guys who were focusing on the mid-range, and in that era, everyone's focusing on the mid-range, and they're shooting 45%. And that was like...
They didn't get phased out because niggas like that. It got phased out because niggas like, yo, we're taking a 15 deep-ass fucking... Nigga, let me step back 2 more feet and get 1 more point.
But exactly, because it was inefficient anyway. Because not only is it inefficient, but it's worth less than a 3. It is. It's the toughest shot to make, and it's only worth 2 points, where a dunk is also worth 2 points. So why should
the big man takes advantage of it? Like Tim Duncan, he got it.
He ate off that shit, yo.
Yeah.
People sleep.
Like
bank
Kobe,
shot.
he ate off of that.
Yeah.
Like niggas that are nice with the mid range, those are niggas that will kill you regularly. Because in the mid range, they can either step it back, pull a 3. They could just drive it to the rack.
That's the thing. You got mad options.
And that's the thing where you have
options.
To have that versatility, you have to be a knockdown shooter, because if motherfuckers have to respect your shot, that's where it opens up the bag. You can get past. You can step back.
Game, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the one player I'm happy to see this playoff, and I'm happy he's the first nigga to eliminate LeBron. Man,
Devin Booker.
D-Book, man.
Yeah, hell of a first round.
D-Book got the midi too.
Niggas don't know.
Kobe disciple.
He the real one, bro.
I mean, I feel like you should have been known, but I'm glad that he's getting the shot to do it on a big stage, and he's actually getting a playoff shot.
2015, nigga.
We get it.
All he needed was Chris Paul. I'm telling you, sometimes you might be on a bad team. You get a good team
You get
around
Chris
you, niggas
Paul,
ball out, bro.
son. You get Chris Paul.
Niggas
Niggas
that
need the
show
time.
them what it takes to win games.
You're right.
It like if these niggas are going out there 48 minutes and just fucking going all out and they ain't winning because at the end they're gassed. And Chris Paul like, yo, my nigga, let's just do it. Like quarter this, we do this, we run these sets, we do this, and look at the end of the game, we up fucking 6, nigga.
Chris
and
Paul
you take us
slept
home, bro.
Yeah.
He did that shit for the Thunder too.
And that's something that I feel like the Suns haven't ever had since like back in the day. Like, they didn't have that veteran presence who was a championship winner.
He did. Steve Nash and fucking Murray.
But I'm saying since then.
None of them won.
I'm saying since then.
I know, but they weren't conference. They never won.
Yeah, you're right.
They were a winning team. No,
No.
they didn't. No, Steve Nash doesn't have a championship.
No. The Suns as a franchise.
No, because Charles, even when Charles went, he lost to Michael.
Charles got fucking Jordans.
Yeah. And then Steve Nash and them got fucking Kobe, and then they got, who was in the East, because they went to the finals, didn't they?
They never went to the
finals. They went to the finals either?
Every year they got stomped by the Lakers or the Spurs.
They got reffed.
Yo, they got
like
reffed.
the Kings.
What do you mean like the Kings?
Like the
Kings got rough.
That shit is so obvious.
That's so obvious.
They have YouTube videos on YouTube videos of that nigga. The refs have money line on Lakers.
Yo, that Kings team was fresh.
They
had Jason Williams, right?
They had Mike Bibby.
Chris Webber,
Mike Bibby was fresh. Yeah.
That's when Mike Bibby was nice.
Yeah, he was dirty.
Chris Webber was nice.
Chris Webber was nasty.
He was slept on.
That's when Chris Webber was making the fucking Wolverine shit go away, nigga, by being a fucking asshole.
Oh yeah.
He's such a bitch, bro. I've seen him like I see him on TV. I'm like, oh wow, and then they break it down how he really is in real life. He's a fucking bitch.
I think he's extra because like I always seen it from an outside perspective looking in. I feel like he's the one creating that rift because he feels guilty over all that shit.
I think he does it because he doesn't get the bag or he doesn't get the most out of everything. He got
the most out of everybody.
No, but that's not what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Him and Jalen Rose got the same. But what I'm saying is he wants more than Jalen Rose. He wants more than Juwan Howard. And he, like, cause bro, when he was the Fab Five, he was the star.
Yeah.
And everybody was around him. So when it comes to the money, when he wants to tell his story, he wants it his narrative.
He's trying to get
the way
biggest
he's
piece
telling
of the
it.
pie.
He wants everybody to rock with him. And niggas like, yo, B, that's not how it went down.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, so fuck it, I ain't in it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, wow,
he wasn't part of that shit. Yeah.
Like,
that's what I was saying. I was like, yo, you should have been dropped. Like, nigga, like you fucked up that finals or whatever. Cause that timeout shit wasn't on him. You get me?
Yeah.
It was on him.
It was on him.
And then they had
take the L. That shit. These your brothers. They're not about to sit.
They had a Fab Five reunion where all
wasn't
four of them were there, and he was there, but he was in the fucking suites up top.
Oh, that's right.
He'd be extra.
So it's like, why? He's like, because I got invited. I'm like, nigga, they did too. They out there with the fucking people. You up there in the fucking skybox. Yeah. Like, why be a bitch?
I feel like he always thought he was better than them.
I mean, he was better than them though.
But in terms of like,
it's different.
He just had like a superiority complex.
Exactly.
He saw them as less than him.
I hate
because he was better than them.
Yeah, basketball wise, without a doubt, he was the best.
But you don't gotta live that way, right?
You don't have to be a dickhead about it.
He was the best one out of them, but he didn't get the bag first. Juwan Howard was the first person to get a $100 million contract.
Seriously, I would have not
expected. He was the first one with the Magic.
Yeah. With the Magic, good fucking game. I actually didn't know that.
He's the first one to get $100 million.
I'll be sour as hell on Chris Webber. You feel me? I'm like, yo, I know this nigga Juwan ain't just get paid more than me right now.
Juwan Howard's nice.
But that's your brother, you feel me? At that point, it's like you're not even thinking like, damn, how this nigga get paid more than me? Like, if that's your brother, you really on some like, I'm happy you got paid more than me. Like, nigga, you got $100 million. Like, nigga, we celebrating.
That's what we
shit.
think
what the
of.
fuck?
Yeah.
We not about to be on no hand shit. You seen Jalen Rose congratulate Chris Webber for getting into the Hall of Fame this year?
Yeah.
That shit was very awkward.
They squashed it. No, but they squashed the beef. Like, they talk, they're cordial, whatever. They don't have beef no more.
Yeah.
Like, then niggas don't fuck with each other.
Yeah, it's not obviously not the same.
TV,
yeah.
It was one of those things. Let's just squash it.
It's like let's act like we're cool, so they don't gotta fucking ask us every day. Like, yo, how are you with Jalen? How are you with Chris?
That's like that does sound annoying.
It's like fucking Alex Rodriguez and Derek
Jeter. Yeah, that's
like
true.
they were best friends.
They had beef.
Yeah, they were best friends.
And now they're like
they were teammates.
They're on that shit. Like, yo, they're media niggas. They're
Bro,
like,
you seen the interview they did together? They were mad awkward next to each other. They don't fuck with each other no more.
That's weird.
Before they were teammates, like when this nigga was on the Mariners, and they were like dead as boys. But then A-Rod wanted to be like the best shortstop in the league or whatever. Yeah. Derek Jeter was considered that, and it was like this whole thing. A-Rod got a bag.
Derek Jeter was never like A-Rod's better at shortstop than him.
But it was the whole thing where Derek Jeter got.
What drifted it was that Derek Jeter, that A-Rod gets the bag,
captain, bro.
That A-Rod gets the bag, and then he goes like, Derek Jeter doesn't even deserve, like, he don't got what I got. And then he's like, nigga, why the fuck did you just say that? You're my best friend, nigga. Like, why are you?
You're right.
But then even in terms of like popularity, like, the people just love Derek Jeter more than they ever loved A-Rod.
Because he's New York.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Alex Rodriguez, that shit ate him up inside.
That's one of those battles. It's like trying to be a bigger, like it's like LeBron trying to be bigger than Kobe in Los Angeles.
I would say even a better comparison is KD trying to be the man of the fucking Warriors team. Like, that was never going to be his team.
Yeah, like this nigga, you come into a team with a nigga that built this shit from the ground up pretty much. And he built to that shit.
But on the thing, when A-Rod gets traded to the Yankees, A-Rod was the best shortstop in baseball.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, bro, just keep that position. I'll be at third base. Nigga.
That's the fucked up thing about that, though, because, like, that whole situation, so if that's, like, was their beef, it's like, he could have came to the Yankees and have been the best shortstop.
He's going to go in the Red Sox.
Huh?
Yeah, A-Rod was going to go to the Red Sox, but they butchered the deal.
Oh, shit, I didn't even know. I'm a Red Sox fan.
Fucking, I'm out.
Shit different.
I mean, but he went into the Yankees when the Yankees was already like they weren't like the end of the '90s Yankees, nigga. Like they could have won it in 2001 and they fucking blew it.
Baseball
after the World Trade Center, and then they only won one in 2009.
Yeah.
I was happy.
I went to that parade in New York.
Oh, for real? Was that
Yeah, I
shit
went to
fun?
that shit was stupid lit. There was
It's
people
New York,
everywhere,
nigga.
bro.
That's
what
what
I-
I was
I've
thinking.
never seen the streets of New York that packed in my life.
I seen the Giants one, nigga.
Yeah, I went to the Giants one too.
Those
That
Giants
shit
were
Nigga,
was
Eli
probably
was
insane.
different.
Bro, they had the Giants one. No, the Yankees one was way more packed than the Giants one. The Giants one was, and even then, like the Yankees one, it got to a point where like this is where all the players are that were going down that parade shit. Bro, there were so many people. We were like 3 blocks away, like having to watch it from a screen. Like we couldn't get where the people were. Like there were so many. Bro, I've never seen New York packed like that in my life.
That's
My
a
life.
big perspective for sports and championships.
Bro, that
It's
shit
like
is
you're bringing that to your
huge.
city.
Yeah, that shit is huge.
You're bringing the spotlight.
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
like
exactly,
sports that are
exactly.
really big, like baseball,
Football, basketball.
Not football, because football isn't played around the world. But like
that's
baseball
true.
is
I get what
really
you
played
mean.
around
That's
the
true.
world.
So soccer then.
Basketball is played around
Soccer's
the
the
world.
biggest sport in the world.
It's
But
the
soccer
biggest.
isn't the best. Like if you're gonna play
Not in
soccer,
US.
like if in the US, you're not
Nah.
playing the highs of the highs.
It's because we trash over here.
Like the MLS is growing, but it's young.
Yeah,
So it's
very.
like it's
Oh,
growing.
seriously? I
But
compared
like,
yeah, compared to the
but
world,
like
of course.
everybody wants to be on the other side because dumb niggas is getting big
Yeah,
bags.
they want to go to La
big
Liga and
game.
like Champions League.
So
and
imagine
Premier
being in
League.
like
They
Chile
going-
and like winning them like a fucking like a World Cup, son. You
Bro,
know
you're a
that
god.
you know that country getting.
For me,
turned
that's
as a
that's the
bitch,
hardest
man.
that's the hardest trophy to win in all the sports. The
A World Cup is a tough. Yeah,
It's
I
different
think-
when you're asking people to come in from one country and like, all right, you guys are gonna compete and get this championship, and it's different when it's the whole world.
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
motherfucking world.
That's
bro.
the
Like,
hardest.
That's crazy.
You
It's
get one
stupid
try
hard.
every 4 years.
every 4 years.
Yeah, it's
So
like
if
on
your
some Olympic
star is
time,
good
man.
now, nigga, you better go for it.
Yeah.
Because in 4 years, that nigga might not
It
even
might not
be
be the same,
playing.
yeah.
Nigga.
Yo, that's facts. I didn't think about that.
So
I
you're
didn't
like,
think about this.
for me, that's the hardest one.
I agree. I think that's not a bad take at all because, like you said, it's the entire world. You're playing against the best from every country
Messi got World Cups
around
like
the
that.
world.
Nah, Messi went to the World Cup once to the final. He lost to Germany.
Yo, I remember that fucking shit.
And then
I
when
remember
they-
watching Germany when I was like, what
They
the
won
fuck?
1-0. And then he went to the Copa America the next year and he lost to fucking Chile, I think.
Fucking
But in
Messi.
both of the tournaments, he won best player.
I mean,
but like,
was his
nigga,
team mid? Like, was his team trash?
I mean, it's more like the let's say like the head coach and shit for the soccer team. Like that nigga was booty. Like he had like niggas that are ballers and he had them on the bench. Like he wouldn't play them.
People sleep on coaches, man.
Yeah,
Coaches
so it's
make
like-
they make a big
But on
impact.
soccer, it's
every
way
sport.
harder. Like it's way harder to be.
It's tough. Pele got the most World Cup. He got 3 of them.
Yeah, but Pele played in like an era where like
He played in
Oh, that was like
58.
the old time.
that
Yeah.
nigga was. That nigga
His 3 World
was-
Cups was 58, 62, and 70.
Yeah.
That's somebody that was 20 years ahead of their
but
time.
Brazil
balling on
Brazil
these.
is Brazil is
Brazil,
always
yeah,
gonna be
always,
the stacked team.
always.
That's like with Neymar and shit, right?
Like
Yeah.
like if you seen the Brazil, I think it was the 2002, the early 2000s, the
Bro,
World Cup.
Look at the players who have won the most World Cups. Look at the flag.
Nigga, all I seen was green.
Bro,
Yeah,
it's
all I
just,
seen
it's just straight Brazil.
Yeah.
Like the
Them
top
niggas is
winners
real.
every without a doubt, they produce consistently the best soccer players.
That's actually
And they've
insane.
been doing
What
it
the
for.
fuck?
That's just their shit.
That's cool. Every country has their own thing. Like the United States is ball, cause like ball and football, cause niggas. Don't
I would say
play
football more. Yeah, I would say
Yeah.
football more than basketball.
I mean, that's because the sport's been getting internationalized. You get me?
but-
But niggas, I mean, think
but-
about every like American basketball tournament. It's a stomp. It's not even like funny.
You're
That's
not
true.
getting niggas from other countries that like I want to play for the fucking New York Giants.
Nah.
Like 'cause
Yeah,
the-
exactly,
football
exactly.
isn't that shit there. Like
What is it for other countries? Is it like rugby?
probably soccer
but
for most
but
countries.
I would
Rugby,
think it's
but
soccer.
rugby,
I would think it's soccer.
For
right?
most countries.
But rugby, like it's like Australia, like them niggas over there,
Yeah,
like
New
that, they play
Zealand,
Rocky, yeah.
Yo, Australia. Yo, I think Australia. Y'all know how we got Florida, and the Florida's the Florida of the United States.
So Australia's the Florida.
Bro,
of the world.
Australia is the fucking Florida. Yo, these
Bro,
niggas
that's a
got some
funny-ass
bullshit
comparison.
down, bro. They like every scary bug you gonna find, nigga. Just know that that
It
motherfucker
ain't
probably
compared
lives
to
in
Africa
Australia.
though. To go to Africa, you have to get shots, nigga.
Like for
You
real?
get
You have to get
diseases
like
and shit,
12
bro.
shots
Yeah.
to go to Africa, nigga.
I ain't even know that. I
And
want
a
to go out there.
certificate
Nigga,
that
what?
says, yo,
For
you
what?
could go to Africa.
What? Like you need to get
Nigga,
back.
you know how many diseases you can
Yeah.
catch out there, bro?
Everything. Malaria.
I mean, because they're in the
fucking-
struggle, right? So like,
Bro.
like all those diseases, they
that's what
just
disgusts
evolve.
me.
I think it's just in terms of not only that, but like there's diseases over there that we don't get over here. Like they have
Yeah,
the
exactly,
types of bacteria, types of viruses that we don't see over here, and mostly they live on animals because the animals are in the wild, run around in feces.
Like
and
they
shit.
have the immunity already.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
it doesn't
that
affect
makes
the
sense.
animals, but when you get motherfuckers eating bats, that's how we get the fucking coronavirus. Like
Yo,
shit like
shit
that.
like
It's
that,
like
man. Shit like
a virus that we don't even see as humans And you go over there, and it's like that's what you expect. When you go in the savannah, in the safari,
and you catch that shit, and it's too late already.
I'd love to go.
It's too late.
I'd love to go. Like if I was rich, like bro, if I had
facts.
money, nigga, I'd go to Africa.
Where else would you want to travel? Because that's what I want to do when I'm rich.
But like
I want
if
to
I
travel.
was rich, like nigga, like I was set for life. Like I'd move out to Africa and like
Some Dave Chappelle shit.
Like nigga, but like get like a safari and get like animals and like sanctuaries and like help the fucking little poor niggas.
Facts,
like
bro.
look out. I already got the money, nigga.
Yeah.
Like my company, like if I have a company, that shit could be run without me there.
Yeah.
That's some shit that would just make you smile.
Like I mean, like
Yeah.
niggas are like, yo, we need you. Like nah, nigga, come over here to Africa, nigga. We gon'
Or you get a Zoom call or some shit. It's
we
2021.
gonna sit
Like
down
it don't
with
matter.
my fucking lions around me, nigga.
Stupid.
We gonna be
Trying to be fucking Tiger King.
Before we break it down into this more, y'all want to go smoke real quick?
Yeah, we are. Let's take a break. And we back. Thanks for hanging with us. Thanks for chilling with us in the fucking sweatshop. It's your boy JJ Suarez.
If you don't fuck with sports and you still here, you real one.
Yo,
Oh, yeah,
That
facts.
nigga, them niggas just heard like an hour of us talking.
They
talking
bodied
about
that
fucking
shit.
Sports.
So like we said before I left, so I wanted to know where else do you want to travel to outside of Africa? Like where else when you set? Because I know I want to travel a lot. When I make money and I make my shit, I want to travel the world.
Yo, I really want to go to the Amazon before it's gone. Because it's going to be out. Like,
The Amazon's
soon.
never gonna be gone.
I hope not.
The Amazon, do you know how big the Amazon is?
Dude, that
nigga?
shit is massive.
The
dude.
Amazon,
it's
bro,
bigger than the
every
state.
fucking time
Nah,
they
I might be gassing.
No, it's bigger
they
than
try
Jersey.
to find, they find like, what they haven't, like what they say, like all these scientists niggas say, there's like a civilization inside the Amazon, but
Yeah.
it's just covered up
Untouched.
with
Yeah,
all this
yeah,
shit that
yeah.
nobody has ever found.
That's like tribes type
And you
shit that
can't
they've been
find it
living out
because
on
it's
their
so
own.
fucking big.
Untouched. And there's also like these different civilizations that are so like separated from civilization. Like there are people who have tried to like assimilate
tribes.
and tried to see.
Yes.
Yeah, like they try to enter and the tribe just fucking murders them, just fucking
Yo,
kills
shit.
them. Like
that sounds like some
And
Wakanda
there's
shit.
other ones that you go and you bring them shit like food or whatever, and like they're like, all right, come, and
Yeah.
then like niggas go and they're like, yo, they have some crazy diseases, or you could give them something because
facts,
they don't
'cause
have
you're
what we
bringing
have.
outside
Exactly, so
bacteria.
you could get them fucked up.
yeah,
So like,
So
so leave
there's-
them niggas alone, B.
yeah, that's true.
Yo,
They're-
I'm trying to just see all those animals and plants, yo. There's so many things that like get discovered just there. Like
But
niggas
if
is
you
like,
go
yo,
to
we
the
just
Amazon,
found
like,
this shit.
I feel like the top place is Brazil. Like go to Brazil, go to the jungle in Brazil. You in the Amazon, nigga. You could
Is
get
it-
but
isn't the
covers a
Amazon in
large
Brazil?
part- yeah, but
Yeah,
it covers
it
a
covers
large
all
part of
South
South
America.
America. Not all, but a large part of South America.
majority
yeah.
of it. Like if
Seriously?
like,
Is it a majority?
Like
But it's a
80%,
large
like
part.
80%.
That
Like
shit-
Ecuador is part of the Amazon. Colombia,
Seriously?
yeah, like all that shit.
I know that. That's really cool.
I've been around there.
Seriously?
Yeah, but like people like when you're in there, you're like you don't even feel like it's fucking. But there's beautiful. Like I went to this spot, forgot what it's called. Beautiful. Like I love like cliff jumps and shit.
Oh, okay,
Bro,
okay, I got
the
you, I
most
got you.
beautiful like fucking like rainfall, like bro.
Chill. You see,
Like
I'm trying to see
when
shit
you're
like
there,
that.
you're
I'm trying
like,
to see shit
yo,
like
this
that.
shit is beautiful.
All this-
That's some shit you would see on your screensaver on like Apple. You feel me? But I'm trying to see that shit in person, nigga.
All this dark green is all Amazon rainforest.
Seriously,
all of
son? That's the whole like
All of
country,
this
son.
Brazil. This is a whole state of Amazonas. All this Peru, Colombia, Venezuela. All this shit is all rainforest.
Yeah, it's
That's
all
really
of it. I
cool.
told
And
you.
this is still just tropical areas, but it's still like even some of this is part of the rainforest. But this shit is all the Amazon rainforest.
That's fucking. I'm scared.
Bro, the
'cause
most of the world's oxygen comes from the trees
That's
in the
what I'm
Amazon
saying,
rainforest.
yo. Bro,
Like,
I'm scared
it's
if we
huge.
lose this shit. It's like, yo, low key, we just lost like one of our lungs.
Bro, and every
Like,
single
type
day
shit.
there's deforestation. They're fucking chopping down trees in the
Not
rainforest.
down there.
Yes.
Right, like down there,
Illegally,
like
yes,
the way
they
I've
do.
seen the way that them niggas, it's too damn big, bro.
It is too
Crazy
damn big,
big.
but there's
Like
companies
these
that.
niggas chop down trees. Like I've seen trees. I'm like when I went to that range, like there was a lot of trees being chopped down. But nigga, you're like, yo.
But the thing is, imagine that they chopped down all those trees for all these years.
But
But
and
they
whole
cut
planet.
them
not-
down for like tourism, like, and I hate it because they're like, yo,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit is so beautiful, and you're like making it popular for the tourists. You're like, I would not want somebody to know about this. Like, I would like only the
Facts.
people that are there to be like, yo, like this is our shit.
Yeah.
That's
It
what I
is
was saying
beautiful,
before
my
about
nigga.
the deforestation shit. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna be here because we already overpopulated as like a planet. You get me? And niggas only got so much space and so much resources like wood and all that shit.
Yeah.
This shit, there's no way this small part I think is gonna last. I hope it does. Cause we need this shit.
The only way
I
it'll
don't think
last-
we're never gonna get to the point where all that shit is gonna, because the world would deadass kill us before we like kill it, nigga.
I get what you
Like
mean. I get what you mean. I get what
that
you mean.
shit, like it's done it already.
Like, the planet's
so many
gonna fight
times,
back.
like the Earth is just like it kills whatever's in it. Like nigga, you're out.
Yeah.
Yo, y'all seen last
But when do
year,
you think
bro?
it'll be our turn? Like they're like, nigga, you're fucking me up. I peace, bitch. You out.
Yeah. We just got a fucking meteor or some shit. Just a
Or
massive.
there's this one volcano that shit erupts, nigga.
Yeah.
Bro, right here, that shit in
Yes.
the U.S. It's like one of those
In Washington,
big. Like,
talking about Mount Helena.
I don't
Nah,
know,
it's
but
like
there's,
those national
there's
parks.
one volcano that they're like, if that shit turns on, nigga, we are
raps.
fucked.
and all those things, those are all just random.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a tectonic plate move.
Yeah, exactly.
It set this off, and now the volcano's active. And
At
the
least-
volcano's about to blow up. And
at
it's
le-
like, shit, what we about to do?
Yeah, at least at this point in technology-wise, we can kind of see it coming. Like we can kind of like we can see the changes and be like, okay, this is dangerous. We should monitor this because this might pop off. Like this might be. So we can kind of see it coming. But you're right. If that shit goes off, what the fuck are we gonna do about it? What the fuck are we? We're not gonna put a cork in the fucking volcano and stop. Like there's nothing we could do about it.
Even though we still advanced, we're still at a point where you're at a major technological advancement if you can detect stuff like that faster. Because no matter how fast you can detect this stuff, we're still having trouble detecting things like hurricanes coming before. Earthquakes are all random. If you can get earthquakes like 10 minutes before they happen, that's a really big.
No, they usually get it more than like they.
Earthquakes?
Because they have the Richter scale.
Predicting earthquakes is really hard.
Oh no, it's definitely hard as fuck. I'm not, but they can, like they've gotten decent, at least in the areas where it happens the most often,
like in Cali.
like in Cali, or there's
Cali's
a lot
a
of
big place.
there's a lot of other places in the world. Off the top of my head, I can't think of any, but the places
Japan's
are
one
fucked
too.
up. Japan is actually
Japan
another one.
just
That's
gets
true.
pipe from everything. Bro.
Japan is another one too.
We watched these niggas get bodied by an earthquake that formed a tsunami that wiped out half their shit and fucked up a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, wild.
That tsunami was bugging,
I find
bro.
that the most for me.
Yo, that's scary,
Even though
son.
it's like a natural, like a disaster, like I find that shit the most amazing thing.
It's definitely that in terms
The
of like
way a
power.
I get what you
tsunami works, nigga, you're like, yo.
But imagine seeing one of them shits in real life.
Yeah,
Imagine you
nah,
sit out,
nigga.
you come out your house and you look up.
I'm looking for clouds. All you see is water.
It's
son.
just a wave, and you're just like,
big ass wave.
nah, and there's nothing you can do.
Nigga,
You're
go
dead.
inside.
Go inside and
Lock
wait
your doors, nigga.
until your living room is completely underwater.
Go get the floaties, bro.
Go
You
get it.
gonna float
You
over all
can't,
this
like
shit.
it just.
That shit's
I just
crazy.
look at it like, damn.
I watched a documentary
It
about
does-
that
yeah.
shit, and they
About
were talking
tsunamis?
about all the the tsunami in Japan that just happened recently, and about how there was an uptick in like a lot of paranormal activity, like mad ghost. And I was like, yo, that's low-key trip. I mean, cause think about it, mad people died.
Yeah.
So now you just got like 20,
have you ever
like,
seen in the U.S. where the Battle of Gettysburg was?
Oh, yeah.
That shit is like. Oh
They
my
say
god!
like
that shit. Yeah,
when
that
people,
is- that
when
is- it
people
is.
pull up with like cameras, like nigga,
They capture,
you
like-
can see like a
like
nigga
marching-
moving a cannon in one of them.
Yo,
Nigga,
that's
like,
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
son.
and that's what Jay just said one time. Is like if a nigga just pulls up like while you're doing some shit, they kill you and like your body doesn't register. Like,
Yeah.
why the fuck? What the fuck happened?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know what the
That's
fuck.
when you're
is-
stuck in limbo.
Exactly. That's one of those things where like, your soldiers don't know where to go and you get stuck. And I think that's I'm not a believer in ghosts and paranormal activity. I'm a believer in energies. I feel like when something like that happens and you just die like either unexpectedly, your energy don't know where to go. It's
Oh,
one of
so
those
it's
things
just
where
like
it's like
wandering, right?
it's like you're kind of like wandering, but it's more just like your energy got to go somewhere, right? Energy can't be created or destroyed.
That's always been my biggest mindset.
That's the
behind
fact
it.
of physics. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. Us as human beings, we are energy. Like we have energy. There's kinetic energy and there's electrical pulses and all this shit within us that's explainable by science. So when we die, that shit got to go somewhere. It's a matter of science. And you could say this is just superstitious shit, but
That's why I believe in reincarnation.
Like
I feel
I've
that shit just pull up into niggas.
had like
Paranormal
encounters,
experiences?
like I've
Yeah.
had it, but like not with like somebody like just with my grandfather. Like he died, so like there's times where one time I was just sleeping, nigga, and then like nigga just like he went over me to get off of my bed. Like I
felt that.
I felt the
Chill.
weight, and I woke up. I'm like nigga.
I come
But
back
I
scared.
didn't put the fucking alarm to go to work, nigga. It was like somebody just stepped over, like nigga, wake the fuck up, you gotta go. I'm like,
Oh,
"Word."
somebody was like spying.
And my
you
little
type shit.
brother comes out his room, nigga. He goes to take a piss. He comes outside and somebody's standing at like the end of my hallway, like right by my door. The nigga was like, I ain't had to piss no more. Nigga. He was like,
Oh,
like
no,
that
you-
shit just going
Like
away.
he's seen a body.
The thing that makes me
crazy.
believe in paranormal things is coinciding stories, not like stories like they're made up. Just in the sense
But like
what you just said,
two
like,
completely different people
two
telling the same
completely
story.
different people experiencing the same thing. Like you said, you felt the weight.
Yeah.
This nigga was going to take a piss. The last thing y'all niggas thinking about is no fucking ghosts or like whoever just passed.
And
Like, you
that's
get
not
me?
even the craziest part. When I went away, my grandmother was in my house, and like my little cousins, they came, like they live in Queens, so like they came to see her, and they slept in my room. And my grandma said she went downstairs to my room, and when she opened the door, she saw my grandfather laying right next to both of them.
Chill, son.
I'm like, What the fuck?
Yo, chill. That shit is scary. I remember once my fam took a picture, like my mom took a picture of the fam, and we just recently had like 3 people that passed type stuff, like over the last year or 2 type shit.
Yeah.
And we had like 3 bright spots in the picture, like specific. It wasn't 3. It was any random X number. You get me?
Yeah.
But it was the same amount of people that passed.
Yeah.
As there was like dots, and like we were just watching that shit. In my mind, I chalk it up to your mind is just really powerful.
That's true too.
You get me? So like you can manifest
Yeah,
shit.
absolutely.
But that's why my argument against that is coinciding stories. Like I said before, like if my mind is playing tricks on me and is doing all that, whatever. But nigga, if there's
it's
like 4
everybody
of us,
in my family has had just with that one person, because it's like a person, and like I can have dreams where I dream and he just spawns out of nowhere, and like in my mind I'm like, yo, he's dead. So like he's in front of me. In my mind, whenever I dream with him, I just go straight up and hug him.
Yeah.
And like it's like my grandfather,
really
like
cool.
in real life,
Really
like if I try to hug him, like when he was alive, I would try to hug him. He'd be like, "Alright, like relax,
Yeah.
like, don't get all touchy and shit." So in my dream, I go to hug him. He's like, "Alright, nigga, like relax."
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to hug everybody too, but I'm like, nah, like. And he talks to me like I can hear him and shit. And I'm like, why does that happen? Like I wasn't thinking of him. Like I don't even try to think of him.
right?
And he just pops up and he tells me something. And I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
niggas just sitting there with that like that like you know when you hit like equals and then like the O. And
But
you got, like,
paranormal
face.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
you. I mean, you're gonna experience it at some point. Like that shit is real.
Maybe.
That's what makes me think of like maybe there's God.
My biggest argument against ghosts is that always with ghosts and all those paranormal stuff, nobody that doesn't believe in them ever sees them.
That's the thing too.
You
And
get me?
that's-
Like if you're not thinking about it, it's really rare to find a case where you're just like, yo, I don't believe in this shit, and I experienced something that made me change my mind. Like there's really not as many stories as you think like that, and that's always my argument against it. Because if this really is your mind, you believing in it up front, like that's what plays into it to begin with.
So so what I was going to say before too is like what you said about your mind being mad powerful and your sense of imagination being mad powerful. Your mind not only does it play tricks on you, but your mind is built to look for answers. So when you see something that is unexplainable, something moves, you hear a sound, you feel that weight, it's unexplainable, your mind is going to look for answers. So you're immediately going to go to, it's a ghost. Like that's one of the easiest things, it's a ghost.
Exactly.
There's something here.
But it's something that you've never like experienced. Like the weight of somebody on you and you turn around, there's nobody there. Like where the fuck? What the fuck?
Niggas ain't just spawning.
That's
shit,
true.
You get me? But I'm not about to just feel that out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I've had it in Ecuador when I've been in my grandma's house. I was laying down, like I always sleep with my niggas. Like I felt like somebody was choking me, nigga. I'm
Yo,
like,
my
I've
pops told me
had
that story.
I've had sleep paralysis like that. Like I felt like someone sitting on my chest. I felt like when I'm sleeping and I open my eyes and I feel like I'm awake because I can see my room and it's dark, so I know I'm awake.
That's never happened to me.
You never had sleep paralysis?
Man, people have always like
Yo, that's
so
the
many people have
scariest shit you
told me
ever
this.
experienced.
My
Most
cousin told me
scary
that
shit.
one time, like he was looking at himself and like he couldn't move.
Nigga, that's scary.
One of those out of body type
Like how the
experiences.
fuck does that?
So the last time it happened to me when I was younger, I opened my eyes, right, and I'm laying in my bed and I open my eyes and I can't move my body. And that's something that happens in sleep paralysis.
Can you hear people? Like, can you hear shit? Like, are you
was
dead ass
nighttime.
awake?
When you're in sleep paralysis, so you're pretty much sleep paralysis, like you're caught in the in between space in between being asleep and awake. So.
Exactly. So basically, it's like your body is asleep, but you wake up, but your body is still in sleep mode. So you can't move, but you open your eyes and you start to kind of like hallucinate because you're in that middle stage.
You're still dreaming. Quote unquote.
Quote
like
unquote.
Your brain is still dreaming.
Exactly. Your brain is kind of like in a half dream state, but you're awake and you can see stuff around you. So when I woke up, I opened my eyes and my body is just laying still. I open my eyes and I can't move my body. But the way I was laying, I'm laying on my back, and when I did one of these, like when you kind of like do that and you're looking forward and you're laying down, I could see my door. From my door, I slowly saw a girl's head like poke out like this from my door. And I'm laying there and I can't move, but I see the face. And I'm terrified, bro, but I can't even scream because I'm in sleep paralysis. I can't move. I can't scream. I can't move. I feel like someone's sitting on my chest and someone's holding my arms down. So I close my eyes and I try to pretend like I'm just bugging. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. There's no such thing as ghosts. Just try to go back to sleep. But I couldn't. So after a couple of seconds, I open my eyes again and the bitch is sitting on my chest. Like whatever I saw as she came in, I saw her sitting on my chest. Like I saw a figure, a body with no face, like just a figure, a body sitting on my chest. And so I couldn't move, and I'm like, I can't scream, I can't do nothing. So I'm like I'm just terrified. So eventually I just close my eyes again, and I wait a couple of seconds, and when I open my eyes again, she's gone. And I'm like, okay, I start to calm down, and my body starts to be able to move.
Nigga think
like,
every
okay.
god in the sky.
Bro, I was just like,
God, I'm sorry.
son, I was like, no fucking.
I ain't about to go out like
I know
this.
for sure you were like, yo, God, please help me.
I was like, bro, I promise you I'll never talk shit about you again, bro. I will believe in you for the rest of my life if you just get me through.
But that's like you can say that's like a paranormal experience. Like you've had that.
There's an explanation behind it, though.
That's the thing. Some people would chop that up to, oh, that was a ghost that I saw. But I know that sleep paralysis is a thing, hallucinations and that dream state is a thing. So I know that that's what happened to me. It wasn't a ghost. It was me hallucinating because I was experiencing sleep paralysis.
I almost had that shit. Like my 2 sleep paralysis stories, I didn't get it. Like I had it, but I didn't get to the point where I saw anything. Right? So I always sleep facing towards the wall because I believe in everything. You get me? So I believe in ghosts. I believe in all that shit. So a nigga, like, I'm not trying to see nothing like that. You get me? Like a nigga wake up, I'm not trying to see nobody at my door. I'm looking at my wall, whatever, I'm straight. Like, you get me? But I remember waking up once and I was just looking at my wall and I was like, damn, son, what time is it? And like, I was moving towards the right and I couldn't fucking move. Yeah. Bro, I've never had panic set in that fucking quick.
Yo,
I was sitting there. I was sitting there like, this is not about to happen right
now. Why
now.
can't I move? Like, bro, I know I'm awake. Like, my eyes are open. This is my room. This is real life. Why can't I move? Why can't I move? Like, it's because your body is still asleep.
Yeah, like your brain's telling your body to do shit, but when you sleep, your body shuts everything down and lets it like recharge type shit. So when you're still asleep and you try and give it any information, your body's like, nigga, I just woke up, chill, like let me get ready type shit. So that sleep paralysis is that time period where it's like, alright, let me get active.
It's even before you're fully awake. Like someone ever woke you up and asked you a question? And you're looking at them like, what the fuck did you just say to me? Like, I don't even, like, I'm blinking and I'm like, bro, I just woke up. I literally just opened my eyes and you're asking me for shit and I'm like, huh?
That's when somebody asks you something while you half awake and then you wake up and they're like, yo, I asked you to share earlier and you're like, what? You ain't asked me nothing.
I'm trained with that, nigga. My dad don't play that.
Oh, no. I've literally looked at my mom and I'm like, she has to repeat the question like 4 times because I just woke up and I'm like,
what? And my dad telling me like, yo, where this shit? I'm like, it's right, nigga. Like I gotta be up because
I need you to give me a second.
He'll get angry real quick. Like, what the fuck is it?
That's when your lights was off. It's like 7 a.m. That nigga had enough. He flipped them shits on.
And you're just like flashbang, and you're like, oh shit. I don't. Give me a second. Like,
but I think for you to experience like I don't know what it is about like this like third world countries that like it's just mad popular with like outer world experiences. Like, your family's from Puerto Rico and Cuba. I'm pretty sure if you go there, you're like, yo, put me on like some ghost shit. Like these niggas will be like, yo, come on.
I think there's an explanation for that though.
You out,
it's education.
I think it's education, but also those lesser developed. Like I don't want to. This is not a negative connotation, but those lesser developed countries, I feel like are much closer to their spirituality than the U.S.
Sure.
Right? So I think they're much quicker to be like, oh yeah, that's a ghost, that's a spirit, that's this, that, because they're so much more in tune with spirituality.
It's in their culture, dude.
Exactly.
It's in their culture.
So that's why I think like our home countries, like the people back there, the families that we have back there, are going to be way quicker to be like, oh no, that was a spirit, that was brujeria, that was this, that was that.
Yeah.
Compared to us, where we're like, no, it was science, it was. But we want explanations.
But people always say you gotta respect the dead, nigga. So whenever like a cemetery here is like top of the line, nigga. Yeah. If you go to like a third world country cemetery, nigga,
facts, bro.
Bro, they got like these like walls with like holes in them, and like that's where they put the fucking coat. Like they don't put them in the dirt.
Oh, like
they have them
shit.
Like
that's crazy. I didn't know that.
So it's like, even if you love somebody, you're like, yo, he's right there. Yeah. Like if I fucking bust that wall, that maybe like a foot of concrete, if I bust that shit,
he's right there.
He's right there. And dirt, you're like you just see like the fucking like the tombstone, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
He's down there. But they're like so crazy, like
it feels more accessible.
Like my father, when one of his uncles died, like they had him buried in like those shelf shits, and the one above was empty. His uncle, so like my dad would get wasted, and he loved his uncle so much he'd be like, I'm gonna go sleep with this nigga, and he'll go in the hole above his uncle and sleep there.
That's a scary place to be in. Like missing somebody to that point. You get me? That's fucking. I think that's a big reason why people believe in stuff like that.
It's because you still want that person. Yeah.
You get me?
But when he learned with that. So like my grandfather died, and now like he takes that like it's something that has to happen to everybody. Yeah. Like we can't do nothing. But like my uncle who's going through it like first time with his grandparents, like he's taking it hard.
When you go through loss that first time, you don't really know
like
how
my
to,
dad's like, yo, like relax, like it's supposed to happen, like they're not suffering or whatever. And my uncle's like, nah, like they could have been this, like He's like, bro, like I've been there, my nigga. Like
But with
we
grief-
can't do nothing about it.
Grief is one of those things too. Like you can't like. There's not somebody that could like pull up like trying to get them out of that headspace. Because like everybody you got to give everybody their own time.
You
like,
you
grief
can
and
never
shit,
you
right?
cannot. This is 100% facts, nigga. You can never like with grief. It don't never go away. You just learn to cope with it. Like you learn to live with the fact that you will never see that person again. Like
that's why I call being an adult.
Yeah,
right?
you
That's
can't
facts.
like somebody can't be like, yo, just forget about it. You can't. Like you've lived shit with this person. Like you've like you love this person. Like you had love. Like you can't just be like, yo, fuck it. Like he's dead. Like whatever. I'm moving on.
That's why
you just learn to cope with it. You learn.
That's one of those things.
Live.
Yeah, you have to. Like when I lost my grandfather, like that was someone who I was extremely close with, and constantly you always think about him. Damn, I wish he was here to see this. I wish he was here. Like it's sad, and you never, like you said, you never are done grieving. Like it's never over because that person is still gone. That person that you loved and was close with is still gone. So yeah, you're right. People always try to keep them close, and they try to keep them close through their spirit and through their energy and things like that. So. I mean, it's understandable.
Have I told y'all what they did with my great grandparents shit? Where they took the bones from this nigga?
Oh, mean?
Nah,
like grave robbing shit?
Nah,
I was about to be so
like they did this thing where like my grandfather's dad and his mom had both passed away, and they were gonna move them to like this nice ass cemetery together. So they're like, we're gonna bury them together. So we're gonna take them both out of like where they're at, and then we're just gonna put them in one thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know who the fuck had the bright idea that they were gonna take my great grandfather's fingers and take it with them so he could protect the house. Like what you said, like on some old shit,
superstitious shit, like spirit,
yo, like we about to
shit.
do this.
Yeah.
Bro, when I tell you this nigga spirit was not with it, like
What do you mean?
this nigga did not stop bothering at the crib. Like he was walking around with like his like signature attire, like how they had this nigga would always walk in like boots and like cowboy hat. And
I get what you mean.
Like and he'd pull up to the house and just start walking around everywhere. Like and niggas could it's like 10 o'clock. This nigga is walking. It's like he's outside. He's doing like the dogs are howling. Like he's like, and then they were like, yo, that's too much, bro.
Gotta put that shit back.
They got his bones. They got his bones, and they took it right back to where he was at. They buried it with him again. Like they didn't, because they couldn't open it all the way. So they just like dug a little hole, put his fingers in there. Like bro, just stay there. And nigga, he's never bothered.
You gotta keep in mind, my man's was probably trying to be with his girl. He's like, nigga, why I'm missing my fingers? I'm trying to finger my girl right now.
Stupid. He's at heaven trying to finger blast you. You got a nub. He just got nothing there. He's like, what the fuck happened?
He trying to hit him with
the Spider-Man
with the shocker. He got two in the pink, one in the stink.
Like, damn, nigga.
He's like, what the fuck happened to my hand?
He was probably, he was probably walking like, yo, where y'all got my shit right now?
Yeah,
he came back to the crib. He was like, yo, I know y'all motherfuckers took my hand. Where the fuck is it at?
He's like, yo, where are my favorite fingers at, nigga?
Where are my favorite fingers at? Those are my favorite fucking fingers.
So they did that shit, and like when people that said that, I'm like, nigga. That's like this nigga walking around there. That's facts, B. Like,
I don't even believe in ghosts like that, but I wouldn't take nobody.
Like if this nigga,
I wouldn't fuck with that.
This nigga done pulled up like that, nah.
Yeah, nah.
Listen, I believe in ghosts for two really like different reasons. So on one end, I think it's cool. Like so, it's like you were saying earlier. Like humans are built to answer questions that they don't know about, right? So I feel like it's cool if your answer to that question is something positive that drives you forward. So, I seen this. It might have been nothing. But my brain is.
I don't want to interrupt you, but like this ghost shit. If it's energy, what if it's not enough energy where we could see it, but like the ghost could see the ghost? Like it's like they're just like roaming.
Like there's a whole other like
not like another, but like
of?
they could see like the dead, like and we can't see them. Like imagine there's like a dead nigga right here talking about like, yo, that's facts, nigga.
And there's a couple, and
we're like, but we can't see them because that's dead ass. What they said, they don't have enough energy to transmit to get through to us.
Right.
Like you ever seen like those Ghostbuster shits?
Yeah.
When they bring out like the little boxes, like the sound, because they don't
and
have enough.
Like ticks.
Because they don't have enough energy to like talk to us. So what if that shit is like we just run out of like
that was my second thing.
That's a nice little. That's a cool theory.
That's
a cool little theory. Yeah, to think about like there's ghosts around.
Like you like nigga, you just pull up and you see your homies. Like,
yeah, and you just like and like you try to talk to them but they can't hear you, so you just gotta like smack a cup over or some shit, and they're like oh shit, JJ's here. Like nah,
like your nigga drinking, you just smack.
You smack the cup out of his hand.
Get that shit. shit out of here, nigga.
Kev would be a dickhead ass ghost.
Yo, you'd be a
Kev would be a dickhead ass
You
ghost.
troll nigga. Cause
I'm taking a shit.
I'm taking
a shit, and he just shuts the lights off. I'm like,
Nah, hell nah. I stick my finger in your booty, nigga.
JJ gonna be sitting there like, I'm like, gonna jump up real quick.
Like, what the hell was that?
Nigga, what the hell?
Kev, get the fuck out my house. I know you here.
Yo, talking about ghosts, we about to take this a whole different direction. But yo, I seen some bitch. She has a ghost fetish. Like it was on
What?
YouTube.
Yo,
She got piped down by a ghost. I was like, ain't no way.
Oh, it's scary movie. Doesn't they do that?
Was it Haunted House with the Wayne brothers? When the
Nah,
niggas
the
like,
Wayne brothers
one.
weren't the scary movies though.
no, I know.
No, but
that
I
was
didn't
a
see that.
scary
I didn't see
movie,
Haunted
but
House.
the Haunted House one, when they pull up to the crib, he's like, they walk in and this nigga got like security footage, and then he like the ghost comes through, pulls him out the bed, and he goes in and starts raw dogging.
Oh, that's the Paranormal Activity one.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I was thinking about.
that nigga fucked this
He's
shit up.
hyping the shit, bro. I was thinking about.
That bitch started dressing sexy just for the ghost. Nigga, like, yo, come through.
Bro, I was thinking about the scene in Scary Movie. Remember seeing a Scary Movie where she's fucking the ghost and the ghost takes her up to the fucking ceiling and is banging on the ceiling and shit? That's a funny ass movie.
Scary movie is goated.
That's a
nigga.
funny ass
The
fucking
first
movie.
one is so funny.
Just know, so I
nigga.
think comedy movies are dead, and I only say that because I really don't laugh. Like I laugh a lot with y'all because y'all my niggas and y'all be funny.
We
but-
have our sense of humor. We're all
Yeah, you get me. But like I be watching movies, I'm just like this shit not even funny like that. But like that whole little strain, that scary movie, like those parody movies,
Yeah.
they were pretty funny. There was
I
like
find
there
the
was a
Final
solid ass
Destination
like
one's
how
funny too, nigga.
The actual
The
Final
Final
Destination
Destination movies?
Because they're mad outrageous. Like those
They're
shits are
outrageous
hilarious.
as
Because they're
fuck,
like,
son, yeah.
yeah, how you die like
I don't
that?
understand how that's like supposed to be like, cause I see
Scary.
nothing. I'm like, yo, this nigga about to get clapped right now.
Yeah.
This nigga gets hit by an engine, nigga. I'm like, what the?
Or a tire, like a random
Yeah,
tire, and
like,
they take
Some
somebody's head off.
nonsense, right?
Nigga got hit with like that, like that fucking the ones that are outside of buildings, the fire exits and shit. Like
Oh,
fire
the
escape, the ladder.
fire escape, yeah.
Yeah,
The
nigga,
coolest-
no cap. That shit got me lit. I was like, yo, I got walk.
Bro,
on
me
my
too.
head.
Yeah. Like I stopped walking under those.
Yeah, one of those
or
shits about
You
to
got your
clap
head on
you,
the
nigga.
swivel and shit.
I stopped walking over those shits that on like the bodegas where they pull up like.
Yeah, me
them
too.
shits could drop,
Stop.
son. Them shits
I
could
stopped
drop.
walking.
I stopped
through
walking on
that.
them
I
shits
stopped
too.
walking through the little thing. I'm like, nigga, I ain't about it.
That's the
I
coolest.
see what y'all do, B.
That's the coolest part about those movies, seeing how the small shit adds up to some bullshit at the end.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, like a rat ate out this wire, and this wire was connected to this,
Right.
and now this isn't connected. This shit fell.
Yeah.
That
Those
shit hit
are
this.
dope movies. They just took it too far. Like the first one's good. Then the rest ones they just.
They made a lot of them.
Yeah, because
They probably took
and
it
it's
too
the
far on
same
purpose.
shit. It's the
Yeah,
same
pretty
shit.
much.
Like
Yeah.
It's one of those things where the first one was really successful, made a lot of money, so they tried to
like
milk
the
it.
Hangover.
Yeah.
Like the Hangover, like
The
a lot of
Hangover, they
shit.
should have dropped after.
After
first.
the
First
first
Hangover,
one,
that was
yeah,
a
it was
great one.
hilarious. One of bro, that shit is hilarious.
I think that's the thing, though. I feel like no matter what what thing it is, you're never gonna be able to match what you came out with. Not only because of a hunger or raw perspective, but
It
there's
was like
something
new.
about your first impression. Like the first time niggas hear you, if you make certain
I still
type.
watched all the other Hangovers though.
Oh,
Really
yeah,
good.
Like
I ain't
the
fucking-
first two,
I
the
ain't seen
first
the
two I
third. I
fucked
ain't seen
with. The
the
last
third.
time I ain't fuck.
I never even seen the last one. I only saw the first two.
The first two are good.
Yeah.
I fuck with them.
The second one's the one with Mike Tyson and shit in there, right? And then
Well, all of
they
them
go
were
to
with Mike Tyson.
But I mean, like they had they go to his wedding and shit or
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember that one.
I fuck with them primarily because of the actors.
They're hilarious.
A lot of those actors, they make mad movies
Now I
together.
got a question
so.
for y'all. Y'all fucking scary movies? Like scary, like
Actual
like,
horror
like,
movies.
Yeah.
It depends on the movie.
Yo, son, fuck all that shit I said about comedy being dead. If there's ever a genre that has been fucking dead, it's been horror movies.
I don't know. I
Y'all
feel
fuck
like
with those shit?
I
Hold
fuck
on.
with them
I'm
crazy,
scared
but we
of them
haven't had
shits,
good
nigga.
ones for a minute.
I feel like there's kind of been a resurgence in horror recently because I feel like
Whoa.
the Conjuring movies are not bad. The
Yeah,
Conjuring movies are not bad.
I think
The
it's
Conjuring,
we've had
what
a
that
couple
shit
of-
is based off of that one
That real
bitch.
life,
wild.
yeah.
It is
Nigga,
wild, yeah,
that
yeah.
bitch done got
we
smacked.
we've
up.
had
Insidious
a
isn't
couple
too
of
bad either.
Insidious. I think that's the same universe, but there's been a couple of. We went through a stretch where like we weren't getting shit. Like those Paranormal Activity movies are all trash.
No.
That
That first
movies are
Paranormal
trash.
Activity one was good though, because that was the first based, like quote unquote, based on the true story
Exactly.
movies we seen.
But it's-
But then niggas hit us with like 5 of them, and
Right.
then we're like, yo, that can't all be.
But the
real,
one
right?
that's the realest is the Conjuring, the first one. Like that shit is based on a
The
real
true story.
bitch that
Yeah.
really. Like, how do you explain that, JJ? What do you think happened to Shorty?
bitch out here telling
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
priest, suck my dick, nigga. You my pussy right
Bro,
now.
that shit gotta be like that's one thing that I'm like, how?
Yeah, there are things that without a doubt are I can't explain.
Like Shorty
But
died just of malnutrition and like
Yeah.
like she just died because the devil was like, yeah, you ain't eating today, nigga.
Bro, that's a big reason I think shit like that's real. Like if there's like spectrum, so if there's a God, there's a devil, right? So I've seen evil. We've all seen it and experienced it. So if that's just real, there has to be like
You've seen
like somebody
like
higher up.
I know a few people that are like mean, like they're bad. Like you're like, yo, this
Bad
nigga
people.
he ain't up to no good. Like,
Yeah.
And like there's people in my family, I'm like, nigga, I don't fuck with you.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Me, nigga.
It's like I ain't even about beef with you, but I'm just not even
like
gonna
if,
get in
like
that.
don't even
in that,
say
in that
like don't even
spirit.
say hi to me, because I know if I give you my friendship, you gonna do some bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, nah.
Fuck that.
But like
I get you.
those movies and the way that girl like so many exorcisms they did to her to try to get her out, and nigga.
Yo, if I'm a priest, I'm not doing no exorcisms. Y'all niggas
That
can
shit's
hold
crazy.
me. Fuck that shit, bro. I know I'm
Nigga,
doing the
those
God's
shits
work, but I ain't
take
trying to deal with that.
Them
hours,
shits
bruh. They
Yo,
were
facts,
like
bruh.
4 hours. I'm like you're just nigga. You got that nigga got through the Bible, nigga. Like,
That's a lot of fucking pages.
You seen that Boondock shit? This nigga Uncle Ruckus pulled up with the book. He was exercising like so. Boondocks is man like so. It's a racial. They make a lot of racial
societal,
jokes.
yeah.
But nigga pulled up with the book. He was like, "Read, nigga, read." This nigga was fighting back crazy, bro.
And the way that like the girl does it, like nigga, where she had like super like natural strength and like. And she's nigga, she weighs 65 pounds and she's lifted this nigga by his neck. Like, what the fuck?
Wait, but what were you saying about the scary movie things though? Like
I
the
was saying
horror
I
movie
feel like there is a resurgence. Like there's been a lot of trash horror movies. Like for a while we weren't getting shit, but I feel like in terms of cinema we're getting a resurgence. Like a lot of way better independent films are come out recently. Foreign films especially, like Parasite and a lot of these foreign films that have been coming out.
was really good.
Fucking phenomenal film. Like and it's one of those films that's like not only is it a great film, but it's a great like talk piece about societal issues. It's about this family who's poor, right? And the son, it's like the mom, the dad, the son, and the daughter. The son gets a job being a tutor for this rich family. Right. So he goes to see the other side, how the other side lives. So they're poor, but then he starts going over this rich family's house. He's eating at their house, hanging with them, and they find out like, yo, the shit, like the way they live, like why the fuck do they get to live like this while we live like shit, whatever, blah blah blah. Yeah. So they start lying. So the son says, oh, my sister knows English and can teach the kid English, yada yada. So gets his sister a job there. Oh, my dad's been driving for 25 years. This is all cap. But he was like, my dad's been driving for 25 years, gets his dad a job with the same family as a limo driver. But they don't say that they're his family. He's just like, oh, I know this driver.
This person,
I know this driver. The mom, I know the mom like is a school teacher. She could tutor you, whatever.
So they all got bread off of that.
So they all like start working for the same family, right? And they all start getting that same resentment. These people are dickheads. They hate the poor people. Because I remember like there's one scene where the dad is driving the dude, and the dude's in the back like talking as if he can't hear him, but he's like, yeah, my driver stinks. Like, I don't know, he smells like cigarettes and like poor people. Like, but they're like, the way they treat people and the way they treat the poor, like they can see it. So eventually, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Parasite, this is the ending. But at the end, they get so much resent, like they just, it ends up like the rich family dips for a weekend, and so the poor family stays in their house and pretends to live rich. They eat all their food, living up, watching TV. And then like they come home and they have to hide, right? So the dad or the son, like they hide in the basement, and they find that there was another fucking couple living in this rich family's basement. Like they were eating off their shit too, yeah. But the same kind of shit, like, oh, I used to be their nanny and they cut me off and I couldn't eat no more because I didn't get no food or whatever. Like I couldn't make money, so I'm living in their basement eating their shit now. But they still, like, they hate, like, the whole point is that they fucking hate these rich people because these rich people are pieces of shit who just use them or whatever. So the way it ends is like the dad finally fucking snaps, and at the little girl's birthday party or whatever, the dad goes and he sees how they treat, how the rich people are acting, how they're talking down on poor people. Fucking dad pulls out a gat and murders the fucking rich dad. Kills him right then and there. Kills actually both of them. He kills the mom and the dad. Yeah. And then he dips off and peels off, like he escapes, and that's how the movie ends.
Yo, that shit was
like he fully just
that was like the first foreign movie to win the Oscar, nigga.
It was the first in a while, but it was the first. He was the first foreign director to win best director of the year.
That's what I meant.
Isn't it? What language is the movie?
It was Korean. The whole movie's in Korean.
Crazy
cool film though.
That whole thing with so I'm not gonna like argue against you. You're right, because a lot of indie films and these foreign films is crazy, because it's like we were talking about earlier, how like so basketball, like football is only in the United States, and it's different from soccer because you have the whole fucking world.
Yeah,
niggas sleep that indie films and foreign films is the rest of the world instead of just people that they're getting put on like, oh, here's this budget for this movie.
Right.
There are niggas out here that they don't know shit, but their whole passion is making movies.
Right.
And they make some good ass fucking films.
And there's some really big, like Hollywood in America is easily like the biggest industry when it comes to film. Like they put the most money in film, Hollywood in the US. But there's so many other places. France has a huge film outlet in other areas.
They don't do it to the extent where they like the US goes and takes it and they put it in your country and they put it in your language.
Yeah.
Like nigga, we gonna
watch
it in your tongue because I find that the most like Parasite, it's in Korean.
Yeah.
So it's subtitles.
You have to watch. Yeah.
I don't do that.
You have to do subtitles. Yeah. And that's why foreign films are not as accessible to a lot of people in the US. You're definitely right.
That's a big thing.
Because it's like that comfort that you go and you hear, and like you have that theater experience. You go into a movie theater. You go and watch the fucking Avengers in fucking Brazilian, Portuguese, and
it's different. You sitting there, you don't know what
It's like instead you gotta watch this fucking film where you gotta read the subtitles.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
It's a different experience.
It takes away the experience of a fucking film.
It is, and you're right that it's like going back to like Hollywood having like being the biggest industry is because they have the most money. They can put the money. They can put the money into translating that shit to exactly like to pay all the actors. When you get one of these small Korean studios, they can't do that.
I want to know how the fuck they do all these voice acting shits. Cause like the action parts, like them niggas, they're there. Like
it's a voiceover.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so it's like they just translate it and they just voice it over.
Like they're just watching the movie and like just
and just reading the script in their language and then they just piece it together like that.
I fuck with it.
I fuck with that shit though, cause like you could like so imagine like me type shit, right? So I make music, right? So if somebody big in like a corporation pulled up on me, was like, alright, you're really dope. So here's like $1 million. Go make an album with this. That's the equivalent to a lot of. So Marvel does this a lot.
Yeah.
So the reason all the Marvel movies are so cool and unique is because they get a lot of indie like directors and producers, and then they give them all this money. And they're just like, yo, we like your vision, we like what you're doing. Here, do this movie in your style, however the fuck you want. But instead of having like $100,000 budget, now you got $1 million.
Yeah.
Go do you.
Or even more like 100 million. Like the Marvel puts in so much money.
Nigga, Marvel puts in almost $1 billion per nigga.
Yeah.
Them niggas
they make
hundreds of millions of dollars.
They print money,
but they make it all back. Exactly, they make it all back. And the big thing too is like that goes with you can give those indie directors like as much creative control as possible. But Kevin Feige has the say of everything.
To go.
Like he put the whole shit together. So like it's dope that he gives these those directors the style like Taika Waititi, who's a great director, who he did the Thor films and
I know that.
Taika Waititi, that's his name. He did the Thor films. He did a couple of other ones, but he did like have you seen like Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah,
like he did Jojo Rabbit. He did a couple of other really good films. He's a great director. So to give him the reins to try a superhero film, a lot of people were like, "You're giving him a superhero film? Like that's kind of weird." But took it and ran with it, and it's a dope opportunity. But it's all about that budget. Like when you get $100 million, you don't have the confinement.
I think
you
I
can do whatever you want.
Director.
If you have $100 million, I mean,
sometimes in my head, like I'll be making like these scenarios. I'm like, nigga, that shit be.
You see the scenes,
shit,
but it's easy to put one scene together compared to like a cinematic.
Not like I put like a whole storyline shit like in my head. Like when I was younger, I'd be like, yo, like this should be so dope and shit. So
I have
like that visual like experience. Like, but I just need a nigga like, yo, B, like this is what I want to do. Write me a fucking script. Give me what the
you hire a writer.
Yeah,
you hire a writer.
So I think I could do that because that shit'd be nigga.
That's something I would love to do because I have storyboards and I have plots written out of a couple of different movies. Like I have it written out. Like I'm trying to put it together. But it's all about the budget.
Exactly. You could be with a writer and so you learn like the way like the nigga wants to write like. It's not that hard either.
Yeah, but sometimes it's too much too.
Because sometimes the actor is so great, you give him a role, you give him a script, and this nigga's gonna free.
He creates it. He makes it his own.
It's his character. Like he has to be that motherfucker. Like the nigga that was the Joker.
Joaquin Phoenix.
No.
Heath Ledger.
Like this nigga went into the role so heavy. That's OD.
Yeah, that shit is crazy to me.
But like that's what makes niggas great
as actors. That method acting shit.
That's that different shit.
When you could take this, like there are actors that they work with like the fucking Lisp or like with like accents,
voice coaching and shit like that.
And they just have it like months and months.
Yeah.
And months
Yo,
and
Kev,
months.
you're so right, bro. So the actor for Doctor Strange is like
British,
but he got the most American accent in this movie. And I was sitting here, I was
Margaret
like,
Robbie is fucking like Australian and shit.
I was like, why don't y'all just talk like that, nigga?
And you know who else? You remember Rick from The Walking Dead?
Yeah.
Andrew.
Yes.
What's his name? Andrew Lincoln.
Yeah,
he's British too.
Serious?
He was in a fucking Doctor Who episode.
So I would have never
But that's the thing. They literally worked, bro. He worked for months with a voice coach that taught him a Southern accent. Like he learned the Southern accent.
Wait, but give me a second. So you learned that shit, right? So you learn. Imagine you have an Australian accent.
You have to do that shit all day, every day, nigga.
Yeah, but
how long
yeah,
you doing that movie, bro?
If you learn how to take that off, right? Why would you so we have our own way of speaking, you get me?
Yeah.
But like it's just mad weird. I'm like, you about to tell me you about to talk to me mad normal, and then you about to just go back to your normal accent. Like nigga, pick one.
That's the thing. It's the character. Yeah, it's the character. Like he has his original voice.
And that's what makes him more gangster.
It does.
Like, bro, what?
That's impressive.
I remember the first time I watched an Andrew Lincoln interview. It was like 4 seasons into The Walking Dead. I'm like, this motherfucker's British. Like, what the fuck? I've been watching him for 4 seasons.
Like Margot Robbie, when I saw her, you ever seen Focus?
Yeah, I've seen Focus. That's a really good movie. That's a really good. Yeah, it is.
That movie should have got him in a.
That was a good movie.
Was that pill shit? Like you take?
No, that was.
That was like they were like robbing people and shit. Like
no, I don't know.
And then he goes into like the fucking football field and he starts hustling this like little Chinese motherfucker. And then the whole day he's been mind fucking him until number 55.
Yo,
so like,
that's the scene now. I retain.
But then the motherfucker goes walk, and then the motherfucker that works with him is 55, nigga. And then the girl's like, I can't do it. And then she's like, nigga, 55, nigga. Like you are so good. I'm like, nigga, fucking amazing. When his dad at the end, nigga, I'm like, bro, wow.
I seen that movie in a minute.
We should try to do that, JJ.
Do what?
There's like this shit in your thing where like you gotta shoot right in between it and it won't kill you. Like it'll just.
Oh yeah, you're gonna test it on me, dickhead. Yeah. Why the fuck would I do
the
that?
nigga in the film, he's done it like fucking 30 times. Like no, he said like he's like 5 times. He's unsuccessful, nigga. He does it to his son and it's successful. It's like. You never seen Focus?
I seen it. That's what I was talking about. I haven't seen it in a minute.
I love that film.
In a minute.
That and Interstellar for me are like.
Yeah, you always bring it up Interstellar. Yeah.
Usually movies, like I love movies, but a lot of movies don't click for me just because I can kind of see the story. You get me? So
Matthew McConaughey is another great
McConaughey's
actor.
Fire, bro. He
love
killed his shit in
you ever seen Dallas?
Dallas Buyers Club? I haven't seen it, but I know.
He does it, that character.
He got nominated for
an
award. Oh, he won the award?
Yeah.
You heard? Isn't this motherfucker about to run for governor or some shit or senator of like Texas?
He's another one. He got like, but he's dead as Southern. Like he got that Southern accent. He sound like he's from down south.
Yeah.
Bro. He
is from down south though. Yeah.
He's really dope. Like
he's
a great actor.
Phenomenal actor.
Interstellar.
Bro, you know who? I think it was Jimmy Butler. That's cool with him. No, that's not him.
Who's your favorite actor?
My favorite actor of all time. That's a big question. I feel like the first name that popped into my head, so I'm gonna say it, is Robert De Niro. I feel like I like because I have always been big on those mafia movies and he's amazing in them, but he's also just a crazy versatile actor. Like he's done comedies, he's done dramas, he can do anything.
With that mob shit,
but there's those movies, like me and you are on the same page. They're fucking phenomenal.
You haven't seen that. I haven't seen that.
That's such a good movie. Go home and watch Good. It's a little bit long, like it's like
classics though,
and a half.
But good.
There's so many people. Joe Pesci.
The way he says it, like it's long. But it's so good that you don't even like notice that it's long.
That's how you know you're watching a good
It's different acts, and it's just like, bro, that's a phenomenal film.
So you say Bobby D's your favorite?
I think.
You seen Goodfellas, you seen Casino.
Of course, I've seen Casino. Of course, I've seen Taxi Driver. Of course, I've seen
Raging Bull.
I've never seen Raging Bull actually.
That's a great film.
That's the boxing one, right? I've never seen Raging Bull. I gotta watch that one.
I fuck with boxing films, though, kid.
Oh my god, there's so many great boxing. You ever seen Cinderella Man?
Yep.
That's a good one.
Oh, is he from down here, like in Hoboken?
Yeah, from Hoboken.
No, it's from North Bergen.
North Bergen, that's what it was.
On the 80th Street Park, they have a statue.
They have the sign,
That's cool
of James J. Braddock.
Yeah, they have a statue of him.
Yeah.
So Bobby D, huh?
Yeah, I gotta say it's either Robert De Niro. If I had to, I would say like a top 3, like Robert De Niro, probably Denzel number 2, and then like. Damn, I can't even. I would say those are my top 2. I don't even want to pick a third one. Like those would probably be.
LeBron the third, then Space Jam.
That's gonna be a terrible.
2. You don't fuck with Will Smith?
Of course I fuck with Will Smith, but I don't fuck with. He would be a tier below those 2, in terms of an actor.
He's one of those popular people. I feel like him.
He makes good movies. No, phenomenal movies.
Like The Pursuit of Happiness.
That's one of my favorites.
Crazy. That movie
is amazing. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. But I've seen it 3 times and I probably never watched it again. Like that's one of the movies that makes me mad emotional.
Yeah.
Like I probably won't put myself through it again.
Like,
I've seen it like 3 times.
Nah, I only say you one of those popular niggas because there's certain people you could throw in movies, they gonna hit. Like
when he
The
did
Rock's one of those
Suicide
people.
Squad.
Oh nah,
His role,
he
played.
played
They should have gave him that shot. He had that shot.
They could have gave him a movie.
It's like you were saying earlier how some people take roles and they just kind of like become the characters. Bro, I was sitting there, I was like, dang, why the fuck is Will Smith Deadshot? And then I watched it, I was like,
I'm like, damn, nigga, Hancock involved.
There's some actors that you see them and you can only see the one character, right? Like you see them and you think, oh, that's. Like you ever seen like whenever I see
like the first Spider-Man,
like Tobey Maguire, that's a big one.
Yeah,
and that's a real good example. But there's plenty. There's some actors that I feel like I only see the one character, and then there's some actors where it's like I see the actor. Like that's like he can be any. You plug him into anything, and I don't see his old character.
It's like even with TV shows, like you see fucking Daenerys, like the fucking like you see her in.
Oh yeah, she's Daenerys
you
to
see
me. Like
the little
yeah,
nigga, you're like yo that nigga.
but even him, like
he's in mad shows too.
Exactly,
yeah,
he is in mad shit.
Breakout
we only know him as Tyrion.
He was already a breakout before Game of Thrones. Like he's been an actor. That shit definitely took him to another level. Of course,
that role is like. Bro, that's like an immortal role. Like the way he does it.
Bro, but there's so many people who became immortal out of Game of Thrones. Like Tyrion, Jon Snow, Daenerys.
Jon Snow got his own show, like a Western movie, like an old like 1700 shit.
Really?
I forget what it's called, bro. Yes.
You're a motherfucking Marvel nigga too now. Jon Snow and Robb Stark both got casted as
Eternals,
brothers
right?
in the movie
Eternals.
and they're both swordsmen. And I was just dying. I was like, niggas just
wait.
Fuck it.
Let's not get off track. Who were your favorite actors?
I only got Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell? That's not bad though.
Because my thing is like I just really appreciate things that just make me smile when I see him. You feel me? And like I was saying before, I think
Will Ferrell do?
Huh? Will Ferrell's a comedian.
Nigga, he a comedian.
He did Step Brothers.
Fucking
Get Hard.
I think about him the most as
He did
Weatherman.
the bullshit with the Christmas nigga. The Christmas. Will Ferrell, he did where he was like an elf, like, but he was.
Oh, he was
elf.
Elf.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a classic.
Every time I see him, I just laugh.
That's a Christmas jolly movie.
That's a Christmas class like that. You have to watch Elf every year.
So, yeah, I don't really like know. Like I don't watch.
And you know another
like
character that's like you could know him just for that. Fucking Kevin McAllister, nigga. Like if you see the motherfucker from
from Home Alone, yeah.
Like that's.
Oh like, yeah. Macaulay Culkin, yeah.
Kevin McAllister.
Yeah, he's only Kevin McAllister to me. That's true.
But that's a classic. I wouldn't mind being Kevin McAllister.
That's one of those things. Like some people, because the problem is that.
I ain't even gonna be mad right now.
Nigga, that's it.
Bro, the problem is that like for some people, like Macaulay Culkin never really did acting too much after that. So it was okay. Like he's just Kevin McAllister. That's it. When you're someone who wants to transition and into another role and you're stuck in that, it sucks.
Yeah, that's why child actors are like, it's really hard.
It is really hard. A lot of them go crazy. DiCaprio. Yeah, he's just one of the but that's like the outlier.
Like Matt Damon, like those niggas, like they were little, they were good.
And they were just made for it from the get.
Like went up with it. Like Will Smith, he was a rapper, nigga. He went broke, turned into acting. He was pretty good at it. Like, all right, come on.
I'm just keep doing
that. He made good movies.
Like, because his era of rap, he was like he can't be.
He won a Grammy and he the chicken right now, nigga. He's like,
yo, fact, nigga.
But that was like 80s rap. When it got to the 90s, nah, he couldn't fit in no more.
Yeah, nah. Now he like niggas like
that's that Run DMC.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was a whole different shit. He had to adjust.
But he got good movies. He got I Am Legend, Hancock.
He has great movies. Let's look at Will Smith's I Am
Bro, just know there's a lot of movies that we came up just
Pursuit
watching that this man was behind. Like Men in Black too.
Men in Black. The Men in Black series is good. The last one I didn't fuck with.
It was pretty trash
because it was Independence Day is great.
Independence Day is a fucking phenomenal.
That's one of my favorites. Is that one of those alien films?
Yeah.
That's the only reason I remember. I was like, why is this shit called Independence Day?
The motherfucker from Jurassic Park's in it. The doctor, what's his name?
I ain't watched it.
My god, what's his name?
Yo, guys, I need your thoughts on this. I seen the most outrageous shit the other day that Fast and Furious was like thinking about a crossover movie with Fast whatever the fuck the franchise is and Jurassic Park, and I was just sitting here. I was like, what? I know I'm not a see Vin Diesel whipping it on some
Fast and Furious. It's already drifted out of like the cars. Like them niggas barely hop on the cars.
I think they do it on.
Yeah, it's just an action.
I think they do it on purpose now though. Like this last movie.
The real nigga, he died.
Yo, facts.
Like that's like him and Vin Diesel. Like they're a duo and like.
But even before that, they were getting away from because like you look at the original Fast and Furious, it was just the street racing shit. Like,
no, but the first 6 are racing. Like the first one is when Dom and fucking Brian are like, and then he's undercover. Then there's Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah.
Then it's Tokyo Drift. Then
and
they go
the
to
fourth one is where
Dior.
The Rock comes.
No.
Yeah.
No, the fifth one is when The Rock comes.
Yeah. It's Fast
You
Five.
sure?
The fourth one is when they go to Dior and like they do like this bullshit where like recovering like Letty like when she died or whatever.
Yeah.
Then the fifth one is when The Rock comes in when they go to Rio and they rob that rich nigga.
I remember. Yeah.
And then the sixth one is when Paul Walker dies and that shit is or was it Fast 7? Damn, Fast 7 might be the one with.
I don't know. I just know once these niggas stopped calling it Fast and Furious, shit was different.
They kept calling it. I mean, they call it Fast and
6.
Furious
I don't know
4.
what it was. I forget what Fast and Furious 6 was. That when Paul Walker died?
Let me see. This is.
I think
But
it
that
was,
shit
I
was
think it
about
was at
cars
5 or
too.
4.
Like the one where Paul Walker was like half of the movie.
How the fuck? I don't know how I would feel if I like me personally. If I ever passed and I was in the middle of a project like that, I would want people to like put me in like on some.
He's in it.
Yeah,
Like
but I'm
he's
saying,
in
but-
it through like the whole movie, and in the end they do it with his brother and like one of those like face.
Oh, they use his brothers? Yeah, they used like the face scan shit. I was like, I don't know how I would feel about that. Like,
Nigga,
if
that
nigga's
movie
dead,
made
I'm
me
just
cry.
like,
Yeah, six was the last one he was in.
Yeah.
Paul Walker.
That last scene when he had the whip type shit.
Nigga, when the fucking like the niggas line up and you're like, yo, is this what niggas is talking about? They about to cry, and they just start driving away, and this nigga looks at him, nigga, and I'm just sitting there like, don't cry.
You already got the
Don't
tear.
cry,
You ain't
nigga.
even.
Don't cry, and then nigga just. And then I looked to my side and my eyes just bawling, nigga.
Wait,
She
Kev,
like,
who's your favorite actors?
Oh, my favorite actor? My favorite actor is Denzel Washington.
That's a.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I
a
just,
nasty,
I love that nigga.
That's
He
a
the GOAT,
great
bro.
pick.
He
Look
the
at
pound
his-
for pound,
his
nigga.
He said pound
Like
for
he's
pound, yeah.
amazing at what he
Dude,
does, bro.
His catalog is crazy.
Oh,
dude.
stupid.
The way he
Stupid.
does films, like I could watch any Denzel movie. And
Or
I'm
fucking
like, yo,
Training Day, like that's a classic. There's so he has so many
Like my
classics
favorite
on his
Denzel
shit.
is
I
like
haven't
Men on
watched
Fire.
Training
Have
Day
you
fully,
ever seen Men on
phenomenal.
Fire?
That's where that whole he'll be playing basketball with Pelican Bay.
Have you ever seen Men on Fire?
No,
Watch it, nigga.
that's another.
Men on Fire is where like he got to take care of like this little girl, like he's a bodyguard and shit.
Yeah.
Amazing film, nigga.
You ever seen Two Guns with Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, but that one's not that good.
It's not that good, but low key,
It's
I
funny.
like it a lot.
Yeah, it's
like I
funny.
fuck with that movie a
Yeah.
lot.
Like it's like Two Guns. Have you ever seen John Q? Amazing
No.
movie.
You ever seen The Equalizer? That's a good one.
Yes, I've seen The Equalizer. The Equalizer was pretty good. I didn't want to see it. I was like, eh.
It's not
I'm
bad.
like,
I'll
Halfway
it's
fuck
through
with
the
good.
film, nigga
I haven't
bought
seen
in.
2, but I want to see The Equalizer 2.
Fucking He Got Game with fucking Ray Allen.
I
He
watched
got
that.
That's a
game.
classic.
Deja Vu is
Deja
really
Vu.
good. I love that movie. That movie really good. What other movie?
Scrolling through
Book of
his shit right now. Book of
Eli.
Eli, he was Malcolm X.
He got Malcolm X.
What?
He has
Yeah,
the
he was
Hurricane where he's a
Malcolm X.
boxer as well, like based
American
on real life
Gangster.
shit.
He's Frank Lucas in fucking American Gangster.
He got this shit Friday. No, he's not Friday Night. Like he had like one of those fucking like
Coach
he's like
Carter.
a Disney movie. No,
Isn't it?
no. Denzel got one where he's like a football coach. I forget what it's called. Amazing actor, bro.
Maybe, but yeah, it's another one of those actors where you can
It's
plug
cool.
him in anything. He can do
Yeah.
anything.
It's
Like,
cool watching somebody
He don't
that.
do comedies though.
Not really, but he has
a
funny.
serious actor.
Like there's time
he
he's
has-
funny. Yeah.
But he has iconic scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
He like,
Like-
my nigga.
The cool thing is you're never thinking twice. Like,
But I'm gonna have Denzel. Bobby D's good.
Bro, one of the goats.
Like he's one of my favorite actors just because of those mob movies.
Yeah, bro.
Like Casino and Goodfellas, I love those movies. Casino's so good.
Casino's fucking amazing.
But what makes those two movies, like, yeah, I have to combo them, nigga. Like De Niro and fucking Joe Pesci, nigga.
Yo, Joe
Like-
Pesci.
like
go hand in hand?
For me, in my hand, they go together. Cause like
In
in
those
all
mob
the mob
movies,
movies,
yeah.
they're
It's
there.
them
Like
two.
there's two,
Okay.
and like it makes them because they're the main characters. And they're always friends who end up fucking each other. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, yo,
always.
why,
bro, Joe Pesci, like he's a phenomenal actor. Like he has classic scenes in those mob movies, but I feel like he just doesn't have the versatility that Robert De Niro and Denzel Washington
Because
had.
he never wanted
Joe
to be an actor.
Oh, really? That was
Joe
his story?
Pesci's first role was when he was like 38, nigga.
Yeah,
Because he
I
wanted
heard
to be a
that.
fucking singer.
Oh, really? He was going to be
Yes.
like a Frank Sinatra.
Have you ever
ass
seen My
movie?
niggas
Cousin
pulled
Vinny?
him up.
Yeah, of
It was
course.
Like, yo,
He has an album dedicated just off of that, like that character. He's like some songs by like Benny, whatever the fuck the last name
Okay,
was.
yeah.
And he was a mob nigga too. At
Yeah, in
times.
that movie, yeah.
But he just does it so good, bro.
Yeah,
Like-
Joe. He just fits that mafia, like that
Like,
motherfucker.
Yeah, that's true.
You cocksucker. When he fucking kills the kid in fucking Goodfellas, and he's like, say it, go fuck yourself. He's like, say it again. I dare you guys say it. And everyone's gassing him up like, yeah, say it, say
He's
it.
like, oh.
He's like, you gonna let him talk to you like
gonna
that?
Let him talk
Yo,
to
certain
you, gonna
people
let him-
have a knack for the
Yeah.
camera. You
He's
feel
like,
me?
yo, you gonna let him talk to you like that? He
Like,
goes,
what has this world come to? I'm like, he's like, oh
Bro.
yeah.
Oh, he's
He's
like,
like,
oh,
let's see it again.
Bow. Fucking crazy motherfucker. Oh, he also kills the motherfucker in the bar too. Remember that mother who was talking shit to him?
that he like go shot my shoe.
Yeah.
Like I don't fucking shot shoes in this wood, nigga. Like he's like
he was mad as
and then
fuck.
he's like, hey, relax there. He's like this motherfucker, bro. If he tells me he's gonna shine his shoe good, and he tells him, and then he goes, and nigga, he comes back later and just starts shanking that nigga.
Bro, and then the craziest part was like, cause it goes through like some real shit that like mafia shit. So like, bro, killing a made man, yeah.
That's the cool thing about those movies.
Goodfellas is based on a real story.
And they literally have like in the making of that film, they have like former mobsters like giving them insights and shit, like this is how this would happen, like this to make it as realistic as possible.
Oh, that's crazy.
So, bro, killing a made man, like you got to get permission for that. Like that's some shit where like you deadass have to get permission. Like that guy is protected. Like you can't do shit to him. Joe Pesci on some just rage shit, fucking kills him in a bar, and then it goes the rest of the movie, and it's like, oh, like nothing happens, it's fine, whatever. And it gets to the end of the movie where it's like, yo, they're gonna make fucking Paulie, like they're gonna make him, like he's gonna be a made man.
Tommy, that's his name.
Tommy was in the movie. Yeah, he's gonna be a made man.
Henry and Jimmy, I think, was Bobby D.
Jimmy, Jimmy
is
was
Goodfellas the movie that a lot of the Sopranos actors came out of?
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them overlap type shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, y'all
like
really just nice
fucking Frank Vincent, he's in the Sopranos too, but he's like a pussy.
Oh yeah.
But in the movie, he's real nigga. Like,
oh shit.
But the Sopranos is a whole different like.
This is a TV show's different.
Like
from
that's
movie,
another
right?
one where like you see John fucking the main actor for Sopranos
with a G. Yeah, Gandolfini is his name.
Like
Yeah.
if you see him, like that's
like you
that's
just see Tony Soprano. Yeah, like that.
And he's but nigga, that's such an amazing role.
Amazing.
Bro.
Yo,
Like,
fucking
that's-
Walter White too. I seen this nigga
But
in Jurassic Park.
I saw
was
that
like,
nigga Malcolm in the
Yeah,
Middle,
exactly.
bro.
I saw him
God,
Malcolm in the
you're
Middle
fucking
first.
right. You're
Like,
fucking
I know him
like,
from Malcolm in the
before that,
Middle.
like this nigga was Nick at Night, nigga.
Yeah, bro, I seen him in his teddy white. He's getting shaved and shit. Like whenever I saw him as Heisenberg, that's a great example of one of those characters. I'm like, I seen him as a fucking goofball. Like I can't really see him as a crack dude.
I watched Malcolm in the
making
Middle.
that baby H, nigga.
Yeah, it was making that crazy shit. That blue fucking crystal.
Those mob stories, like those mob movies and those mob like shows are so cool to me because
Those are some of
they're
my
based in
favorites.
reality.
Yeah,
like that's
And
just
it's
shit
just
that
so
actually
exciting.
happened.
It's like that whole criminal underground. People get drawn to it because it's so fucking exciting. Like the whole shit where it's like guns and murder and you're running from the law and all that shit is so fucking exciting and so fascinating. The shit that these guys do for money and all that shit. So when they tell those stories and it's like, bro, the crazy shit that these motherfuckers used to do,
I think it's cool how like it's like a lot of that stuff was illegal, but there were still rules and like a code.
Yeah,
and
it was like a
stuff
code,
that. And they upheld it because right now niggas are savages. You feel me?
That's
but
true.
back then there was certain rules.
But the mob is still around.
No, the mob is still around.
I mean, it is. They just
Nigga, the mob is up top. They in the government.
They
Yeah,
corporate
that's
right now. I was about to
Bro,
say they corporate right now.
That's facts.
Like they don't gotta be around here. And the reason why the mob was so popular is because everything was being fucking banned. Liquor.
Yeah.
So now they got
Facts.
the contraband.
Yeah, the
tobacco.
prohibition.
They got it. Like so that's what makes the fucking mob. That's what makes this motherfucker. What's his name? The favorite mobster.
What?
From the U.S. The most.
Al Capone?
Al Capone.
Chicago guy. Yeah.
Real nigga.
Yeah.
He
Crazy
a real
motherfucker. Another one. They call his ass on tax evasion. Like, bro,
cheese.
if they
couldn't
go and
catch him
get you,
on-
they gonna get
They
you.
couldn't get him on no murder, like some real, like what he really was doing. They're like, yo, B,
Bro,
you forgot your taxes.
That's
A big
kind of
thing-
cool that you were moving that clean.
yo,
Like,
facts.
Y'all got me on
And
tax
a big
evasion
thing,
before you got me for
a big thing because of that, and that's what all the RICO laws came out from.
Yeah,
Because that's how they start getting
right.
the top niggas because
That's
they
what.
connect
That's where
them.
that Rico name comes from.
Yeah,
right?
it's racketeering and all that other
Yeah,
bullshit.
my man got the most wild massacre. Like he has the Valentine's Day massacre where he pulled up and niggas
Just
real?
like
Like
Tommy
with Tommy
gun.
gun?
Yeah, like shit
like
like
an
that.
opponent, like a rival, like click and shit. Niggas like, yo, they gonna be right there, pull up and smoke.
And just unload 100 fucking drums
like
and
That's
shit.
like a
the
Fallout
Tommy guns,
flashback
B. That's the Tommy
straight,
guns.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the barrel and like, it's
Yeah,
like the
nigga dead. B.
Son.
So he has that. They catch his ass on tax evasion. It's like nigga.
That's
If
how
the
yo,
government wants you, they
always
gonna get
on
you.
some bullshit.
They go if they want
And
you,
he
they
died
gonna
in
get
jail
you.
on like some liver shit, but he didn't even get like a life sentence. He got like fucking. And he just
Bro,
died off.
seriously?
Who's the motherfucker? I just seen the video the other day. Who's the motherfucker that went to jail and he was like known as a rat, and so his first day in jail they fucking poked him.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was like a head honcho type motherfucker who was known as a rat. But that, again, it
He's
goes
a
to the
mobster.
code.
I
Yeah,
forget what his fucking-
I forget his.
I
I think
forget
it was.
his
Oh my
nickname.
god, I know. It's like on the tip of my tongue.
There's
It's,
another nigga named Tony the Bull where he was a rat too.
God, it's not Joe
Like, but he
Gotti.
got out already. Now John Gotti was
No,
a bitch.
it's who am I thinking of?
John Gotti, a real nigga. That's my cotton name. bro.
Nah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's a cotton name.
Sammy
John
the Bull,
Gotti.
that's his name.
No, it wasn't
He's
Sammy
a
the Bull.
snitch. Like when he gets out of jail, he be talking about niggas.
Damn it. Niggas, I mean, because once you out and you're already riding, it's like, goddamn it, what's anybody gonna do about it?
But that's the thing. It goes to Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger is who I'm talking about. So Whitey Bulger,
they did him
dirty, bro. There was this guy.
They took his eyeballs out,
bro.
Nigga.
There was this guy.
For snitching, right?
Yeah, there was this guy. There was this guy who was a lifer already. Like he was already a lifer in jail. He's not going nowhere. He's never coming out. So when Whitey Bulger finally gets locked up when he's like fucking 80, like they finally get Whitey Bulger. He's in a wheelchair and shit. Like he's an old ass man.
At that point.
So they put him in jail. They just wanted to win. So they finally put Whitey Bulger in jail, and he got off a lot because he was a snitch. Like Whitey Bulger went through a lot of snitching, throwing people under the bus and shit. So finally, when he gets locked up, he gets thrown in a cell like 3 doors down from a lifer who's known for killing snitches. Like that's his thing.
Shit.
He's literally known for killing
set him up,
snitches.
man.
He hates snitches.
Like
He's 3 doors down.
Fucked this old nigga up.
Bro, so they open up the doors one day like to let everybody out.
He was facing his consequences.
Basically, yeah.
Shit.
So they open the door one day to let everyone into Gen Pop, and like he's an old man, so it takes him some time, bro. They come over and they like he comes into the shit. Like he said, if they he gouges his eyes out. He's unrecognizable by the time he's done with
it.
it.
To the point where like
He's unrecognizable. Like had to be closed casket.
He's
like,
one of those.
Clap the closed
Didn't
casket.
say he was like 80?
He's one of those
Yeah,
niggas
so
where
I'm
the
also-
only way you know that's him is one, he's old and nigga you
His
gotta do
teeth.
his
Yeah, the
teeth.
dental
Yeah,
record.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only way.
Hope that nigga don't got no veneers, nigga.
I don't know who the fuck this guy is.
Yo,
It could be anybody.
They pulling for the tube, the whole shit come out. You're just like,
bro.
damn.
It's just the lifestyle you gotta live. I'll be with it though. Like
Nah,
that for me
man.
is just that's just amazing, bro.
That shit is
Like that being a maid nigga, like yo.
Yeah, but when you get there, but the whole lifestyle up to that, like, what are the odds?
Like there's this one guy, the YouTube guy, where he just like be talking
Yeah,
about.
I know
what
you're
he
talking
did.
about.
I don't
The
like I don't
mafia-
like what he do 'cause
the
he's a
mafia
code.
guy,
Like
right?
that, yeah, like that's a code. Like why break it?
So he goes on all these podcasts and shit and talks
And
about
he's
it.
That's
old
what I
as
thought.
fuck,
That's
bro.
what I
But he
thought,
looks
bro.
young.
Now,
nigga.
I was watching these shits. I was like, bro, is this man just not low key just dry snitching out like his whole shit, bro?
Pretty much.
Like he was having whole like
That
conversations.
nigga's like 76.
Seriously, he
Yeah,
didn't
Yeah,
look that
he's
old.
old.
He looks mad
He
young.
does. He looks like in his 50s probably.
That nigga
Yeah,
was
that's
locked
what I
up.
thought.
He was
Yeah.
like he was
Just
like
getting yoked.
Yeah, nigga.
Getting fucking ripped.
Putting in that work.
Well,
All right, well,
you guys,
thanks for tuning in to another episode of the fucking Sweatshop. It's been a fucking pleasure. We appreciate y'all.
hope y'all enjoyed the sports, the mob,
The
movies.
death and grieving,
If
and we
you got to
appreciate
this
y'all.
point, you a real one, and just tell me you got to this. I'll cash app you $5.
Yo, comment on it below. What do y'all want to hear about us talk about next? If you got any questions, if you got any topics, let us know.
If
We're
you
always
wanna
looking
hear
for
some
more shit.
stories, if you know us personally and you want to ask us something, if you think JJ's cute,
Yeah, facts. If you think I'm cute,
JJ Bog,
hit me up.
But slow down, 10 toes to the ground. Finna link up with the party just to rap and smoke a pound. Fuck the cinema, bless it off the indica. Why you acting cynical? I know you ain't so innocent.
Several different stances when I'm spitting my stanzas. Man, I'm rolling like Kansas despite the